Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? My name's KosmoMitch, and this is Marirasu's The Plague Parable stream. Sorry, that that was probably pretty offensive.
Oh no, it's fine.
Okay.
Um,
Um, but as you guys may know, I'm Marirasu. I'm the red panda who puts these little shows on. Sorry we've missed a week. We almost missed this one too for reasons that should be apparent if you're looking at the little player card down there. Hopefully, we'll be having our fourth shortly. But for now, I'm Marirasu. I'm the Red Panda. I'm a DM doing streams, and if you check the BRB screen of this stream, you'll be seeing what I've been up to. Before we get into the player introductions, I do just want to say our Sing at FWA Bits goal has been making huge progress here in the last 2 weeks before FWA. I still think $114 may be kind of out of reach, but if we do make it, I've already picked out a song. I've been rehearsing for a while, and it looks like Brian's going to be the one recording the video, so if you guys want to see that, you've
Wahaha.
got this stream and one more guaranteed. I'll try to do a Tekken stream next week, but you've been put on notice. Let's get right into player introductions. How you doing, Atropine?
Uh, I'm all right. I'm Atropine. I'm playing Beatrix, our Vulpin wild magic sorcerer. Uh, yeah, here to hopefully keep us alive and probably make a lot of other people not so.
Delightful. Brian.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian. I play the antisocial as hell sloth named Manuelo, who is a wizard. And all I can say is that this dude hates his life right now. While
And
he's knocked out, he has memories flowing through his head. Can't wait.
Oh no.
And finally, let's check in on our friend Cosmo.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name's KosmoMitch, for real this time. And today at this in here I am playing Gabriel, a ferret druid, who now that we are finally got the answer we need from this town, now he's in a bit of a rush to try and stop the place from falling apart into chaos before we leave.
Speaking of chaos, we've left off in the aftermath of what may very well be an outbreak in Arloris' undermarket and a murder at the university. All great stories to be told. Furthermore, as for main story things, we've interrogated one Dragonborn to find the reason they were aware of the plague incoming, because they were in fact in league with someone who, to some degree, can control the infected. Then, promptly, Dragonborn was released and decided to beat Manuelo's ass, where he currently lays in the street of Arloris. That said, Gabriel and Beatrix are kind of controlling the action now, given Manuelo's been sleepy timed. What are we doing, gang?
So Gabriel wanted to head over because he realized he forgot to tell the investigators some stuff from the crime scene. Um, Especially since we know Miguel's missing and the Brethren's dead, and that just leaves the feline woman as the only person of that trio that might currently be safe. So that's sort of like my first step, my plan for a first step.
Okay. And Beatrix, what are you wanting to start the session off with, if anything?
Well, before we get into anything, I want to make sure I pick up some more bullets once we head out. Are we still at the wagon right now? Is that where we're at?
Basically, I think we said we were going to leave, but hadn't actually left yet.
Okay, well then something we should address. Beatrix is just gonna look Capper up and down, and then look at Gabriel and be like, "So you just came
Um,
came here with, yeah?"
oh, right. Okay. Hey Capper. I'm gonna get his attention and like come up with the thing. Um, we're gonna head out for a bit, but you still kind of stick out like a sore thumb. Let me lend you a cloak. And then I'm gonna reach into my bag and grab like a spare shirt and pants and whatever, and then try to figure out how to cut wing slots in them before handing them off to Capper.
Capper gratefully takes the cloak from you, wraps it around himself, and with a little bit of figuring, manages to stick his wings through the holes in the cloak. Thanks. Say, you were headed back in the direction of the scene, yes? Where my old
Uh,
self met his end.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Might
we were headed that way.
might I go with you? It's important to me to learn as much about him as I can.
Yeah, that's fine. And right now Gabriel is doing his best to force a smile. Before encouraging Capper to go ahead and join us for this.
All right. And Capper will do just so, heading on towards the university, attracting stares wherever he goes, being a cat with massive wings and all.
At least he's not sticking out anymore.
Correct. But Gabriel and
Right.
Beatrix have made the conscious choice to stay behind. Why is that?
Huh?
I said Gabriel and Beatrix have made a choice to stay behind. Why is that?
Behind him or behind at the wagon?
I, I
Because
don't
I was
know.
going to go with him to the wagon. I mean, go with him to the crime scene.
Oh, I
Yeah, I
thought you
think,
told him to go ahead.
No, well, no, I was encouraging him to come with.
Oh, okay. Got you.
yeah. We're gonna have to stop and get him some clothes.
All right.
Do we happen to see Manuelo laying in the street anywhere?
Well, Damien brought him inside the wagon. We can try and wake him up.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see. I'm just gonna walk over to Manuelo and yeah, I don't have any healing spells, so I think I'll just slap him.
All right.
All right. Well, upon hearing her Beatrix make contact with his face, I'm going to run in afterwards.
So yeah, everyone hears a quite loud slap as Beatrix wakes Manuelo. Gabriel comes darting in, and Manuelo, what are your first words as you wake?
First off, I want to know the damage from that snap.
There is no tangible damage.
Oh, that would have been a perfect unarmed strike roll.
Yeah.
But Manuelo, upon like waking up, jumping out of bed, probably hitting the ground, just like screaming, "Shit! No! Please don't stop!"
Oh goodness. Manuel, it's fine. You're okay. I think.
Welcome to the land of the living, sunshine.
Okay, so last session I healed him up for 10. I don't know if anyone else tried to heal him.
I'm at 17 out of 30.
Okay,
If you want to know.
yeah, I'll do another level 3 cure wounds then.
All right. Go ahead and roll up that healing.
Okay, 18.
What happens if it overshoots max HP? Does that become temporary HP or?
It's just up to max HP.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, hopefully, I don't need wind wall at all today. Anyway, all right. Manuel, I think you missed a lot. It's probably best if we walk and talk. We need to go over to the university.
Manuel is just gonna nod, look at Capper, and be like, "Who's he?"
That's what we're gonna walk and talk about. Don't worry, he's a friend.
Okay. And Manuel is just gonna get up and be like, "I'm ready to go."
Okay.
I love he doesn't say anything to Beatrix or question why he was slapped. He's just like, all right, let's go.
All right. Then during the walk from the wagon to the shopping district or whatever, I'm basically going to tell Manuelo about the crime scene I stumbled upon this morning and the process that I went through to create human capper. Um so basically. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess Capper's back now. Um at least a version of Capper.
And so you did this in front of people.
There was, I mean, it was hospital staff, and there were probably some people who saw us as I was as we were walking slash I was carrying him back and forth places. But I doubt it was that many. Of all the weird things we've inflicted on this city, I'm not too worried about that one. All right. And then I'm assuming there's going to be like a clothing shop or something that we can find easily, right?
Of course. There's tailors all around Arloris.
Okay. So
Yeah. We'll just be dragging him into the nearest one. I have group gold written on my sheet. I don't know if anyone else was keeping track of that, but we'll just pay for whatever he needs out of that.
yeah, at some point I was going to get him armor and such out of hopefully that stockpile as well.
Oh yeah, we'll be that.
Um, but yeah, hopefully we can get him just like a couple basic shirts, pants, and such. Maybe a coat for if we go somewhere cold.
All right. How much, Beatrix, or party, I guess, because this is all of your wealth, how much are you wanting to spend on these clothing? I ask, like, is he wearing basically just burlap, or would he be given clothes?
I
I'm a
mean,
commoner.
yeah, I'd say commoner.
Yeah,
Definitely no expensive furs or anything.
yeah, like we're not about to pay for him to have some fucking lord's outfit, but decent clothes.
Okay, all right. In that case, 2.5 gold will net you the outfits you're wanting. And Capper kind of looks over his new clothing with curiosity. The people who live in this place do have such strange forms. I suppose the clothing is meant to match. Uh, do tell, how did you come to be? Hello, Carlos the Fox.
Um, come to be? I'm not sure I understand what you mean by that.
Um, sorry, translation. Creation myth. Where do you believe you came from?
Oh, and Gabriel's gonna look to the other two. to see if somebody knows that.
The beasts of this world were awakened by the goddess Peroa.
I see. And this Peroa, are they some deity of order or life in this place?
Oh, I forget her exact domain. Hold on. She's the goddess of good, life, love, and all beasts.
As benevolent as many a god. Good. Perhaps fortune will be on our side. Well, thank you for the clothing. I suppose we need to make way to... Where was I murdered again?
It was on the university campus. I can lead the way.
Please do, he says, very cautiously staying between Gabriel and Beatrix, and his head kind of scanning the nearby crowds.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to bring Capper straight over there. I don't know if you two want to make a detour.
Beatrix has to go grab bullets. If you don't want to go with her, then yeah, she would just break off and say that, I'll find you after I get back to the university.
Yeah. It was in the building where we met with the trio before. So I'll catch up with you there.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. What's Manuelo doing? Who you going with?
Manuel is just gonna stick with Gabriel because he wants to look at the crime scene. As reading books and stuff, he wants to be able to look at something other than books.
Okay. Well,
Ding.
Gabriel's gonna lead the squad over there. At this point, still trying to avoid eye contact with Capper.
Thank you, Carlos the Fox, for the follow. Capper will notice that you kind of seem to be avoiding his eyes and speak up. He'll say, "Are you feeling okay?"
But Capper, I'm sorry.
Sorry. For what?
I thought that I'd finally managed to, well, I thought I'd managed to finally keep you safe. All we've done since we met you was try and take that collar off and put your life in peril.
It's no matter to me how you treated my former self. Remember, I have no memories of you. Not yet. Just whatever you feel came to be my end last time, let's try not to do that again. He'll say, putting a paw on your shoulder. Seriously, it's fine. I forgive you.
Well, thanks. And Gabriel's gonna keep walking very clearly, like, not over it yet, but just going.
All right. Beatrix, you split off from the party who was going to the university. Remind me where you're headed?
I'm going to find that little rat man to buy some bullets.
Oh, yeah, you are. And where else might the rat man be found except in his own store, where he is currently shaking his cane and berating a younger customer for some quibble or another. When you step in, though, his eyes flick towards the door, and he says, "Ah, yes, you're back. Oh, what did you need?"
Now that I've seen how this thing works, I'm here to stock up a little better.
That's delightful. Let's see, our rate was 30 gold per bullet, yes?
No, our rate was 15 gold for 5 bullets, and 20 gold for enough powder for 15.
I don't really remember all of that. You're gonna have to show me a business ledger, lady.
All right. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. Fuck.
Oh
Not
no.
not
Oh
immediate.
no.
I don't have backup this time. I need to be a bit more careful. She's just gonna grin and look at him and be like, "Well, if you remember me, I'm sure you remember we weren't doing business here in your shop the last time. I don't believe you have a record of the exchange."
Well, that's unfortunate. Anyways, the price is 30 per bullet. Do you have the gold or what?
Friend, I thought we had come to such an amicable situation before. I would hate for things to not be so.
I
I
would.
mean,
Oh, go ahead.
you can't honestly expect someone to pay 30 gold for 1 bullet. That's extortion.
That's not extortion. That's the cost of living in Arloris. And furthermore, brass is not cheap. The taxmen are going to be down my throat, and I need gold. You stiffed me last time, lady. It's not happening again.
Friend, she says, looking at him, and is gonna cast Charm Person on him.
All right. Let's see. He's going to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw DC 15, I believe. Yeah.
And because he succeeds with a 19, is he aware that you just
Oh God.
that you just did that?
No, but he would be aware. Reading this now, he isn't made aware I tried to do it if he succeeds. But if ever you succeed on Charm Person, the person does become aware you charmed them at the end of the effect. So he would know that I charmed him last time.
Perhaps that's why he's being so hostile right now. Anyways, situation stands. He succeeded that one.
Maybe we come back and try later.
Hold on, let me think.
Right.
I'm just take a look around the shop. What do I see?
Well, you see a very meek mouse man standing at about half your height. He's holding a stack of ammunition that he had intended to buy from the rat man, who is now paying no attention to him.
God damn it, there's a witness.
I remember right, he said that he was selling like specialty bullets that were just like especially good for that gun.
Well, he sells bullets specifically made for it. You
Yeah,
can
but
use other things, like anything that will fit in the barrel and is decently aerodynamic, you can use. Um, he's just selling actual bullets.
right.
I don't know if I can get anything out because like I'm not pulling a gun on a dude in a gun shop. That's how you end up with.
Oh no.
My only other option is to like threaten to firebolt a barrel of powder. But I don't want to kill the innocent person. God. Is he in line with a door or window?
I hadn't really considered that. Not directly. No.
So I cannot get direct line of sight on him from outside the building?
Not right this second. It would take some patience.
She's just going to sharpen her gaze at him. Her smile is going to very much turn into like a "you are really getting on my nerves," and she's just going to say, "All right. I'll see you again later." And then she's just going to turn and walk out.
Don't let the door hit you, he says as you leave.
I'm going to throw a firebolt past his head. Not trying to hit anything explosive, just making a point that I could blow up his whole store if I want to.
And he will very gently but very deliberately crane his neck to the side, giving the firebolt plenty of room to pass by.
Frustration. All right, yeah, I'll just have to go back to I'll have to deal with him later.
Yeah, I think you could probably like catch up with us then, if that's where that ends.
Is that where this ends, Beatrix?
It's gonna have to be for now. As much as I don't want it to be, I can't just threaten him with a witness in the shop. So like I can't do anything to get my way here, so I'm just gonna have to walk away. Hey, what was that other dude trying to buy, real quick?
A stack of ammunition?
Same shit?
Yes.
Actually, I'm gonna wait for him to leave.
Oh shit. We're going to rob someone. Okay.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna get somewhere, get comfy, settled in, hide, and keep watch until that person leaves.
All right. It takes about 7.5 minutes for the mouse and the rat to settle up their transaction over the ammunition, and soon enough, the mouse man who was in the store when you arrived is walking out with his new pile of bullets. He doesn't seem to see you.
Fantastic. I am going to. I'm not going to run up. Don't want to, set off any alarm bells, but I'm going to make my way towards him through the crowd. I am going to as I'm approaching from behind, I want to subtle spell Kira's quick doff, which makes it a lot easier for me to steal things from someone. I need to check if they have a saving throw for that because I do not remember.
Thank you, Mimic, for reminding me. Will they be arrested this session?
Oh
Is that
God,
just
are we
going to be the poll question for the entirety of when we're in the city?
It seems like it will be.
Okay.
Oh, Mimic's going all in.
Okay, wait, no, I can't do this because I thought it said wearing or carrying, but it's just wearing. All right, but that should honestly, it should be easier. I can probably just like run by and do this.
Yeah, it sounded like he had a stack.
Yeah. Mechanical question. If I am invisible and I succeed a sleight of hand throw to take something out of someone's hands, does that thing then become invisible with me as part of the concentration of the spell since I'm now carrying it? Or do I have to be carrying it when I turn invisible?
Once it's on your person, it becomes invisible.
Well, fantastic then. Then I'm just going to cast invisibility and then run up past him and try to grab the shit out of his hand.
Let me read something right quick. Whoops.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little sleight of hand, pull that bitch right out. Because I believe invisibility only ends if you attack
Or cast a
cast.
spell. Yeah. That's exactly what I was looking up just now. So yeah.
So I can try and just grab it and it doesn't undo my invisibility.
Correct. Go ahead and roll that sleight of hand.
And here goes.
Oh, come on.
You got this, Atropine. I believe in you.
Oh,
24.
On a 24, the mouse does not even... The mouse doesn't even seem to notice the bullets leaving his hands. Not straight away, anyhow. Though, soon he's turning around, looking suspiciously at people around him. He begins shouting something about a thief, but I imagine you were already well on your way out of the intersection before anyone is any the wiser.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't stop moving. I keep going, and I'm not dropping that invisibility until I am back at the university.
Okay. Speaking of the university, it seems the city of Arloris is holding a presser about the events for the university. The head of admissions and the president of the university are both stood out front on top of platforms, using the spell thaumaturgy to speak to the crowd who is gathered. This is when Gabriel and Manuelo, as well as Capper, would arrive.
all right. I think I'm gonna stop and listen in to get the gist of what's going on.
All right. So, I did not have a voice planned for the president yet, but there will be one by the end of the session, I'm sure. So I'll just run you over the Cliff's Notes. What he's saying to the press is very much, business/political speak for there's been a situation, we don't have a complete list of suspects or a complete understanding of what exactly happened. Likely foul play was involved. We assure you there is no active threat to the students of the university at this time.
Okay, so he is like explicitly talking about the murder, not about the outbreak.
That's right.
Okay.
Sorry, Epic Bro. None of the redeems I have that produce an effect, be it a coin or a die or anything, are working right now. My bad. Still, you can roll for the d20 sound if you want. Sorry, go ahead, Gabriel.
Oh, I know. Well, if that's all that they're really talking about, I'm gonna start having us head towards Miguel's office. I'm still gonna listen in just in case someone does start asking about the outbreak, but primarily just walking.
All right. As you make your way towards I forgot what I called it. It wasn't the State House, was it? It was,
Well, it wasn't the dorms, but it was an area for students to gather. It might have been.
the Estate House?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So, as you approach the Estate House, it is currently inundated with people who are coming to investigate the murder. We have 2 guards sat out front, vetting people who are coming in, and several investigators walking around sharing information with one another.
All right. Do I recognize one in the ones that I spoke to this morning among the group?
Yes. The investigator who grilled you on the details that you were aware of this morning is outside speaking with the guards in front of the building.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna approach him and try to get his attention.
The detective will continue speaking to the guards for just a moment before his head turns to face you. He'll excuse himself and walk over to Gabriel. Welcome back. Did you have any new information for us?
New information, not necessarily, but I realized I forgot some details when we first spoke.
Oh, certainly. Let me grab my notes.
Okay. Do you mind if we go inside and sit down?
Of course. I'll have you know there are no more students in the building right now. If you're looking for someone, they're all elsewhere.
Okay. Um, well, I guess, well, that was part of it. I thought of somebody else connected to those two that I'm now concerned about their safety, but I'd rather not talk about it out here.
Understood. Follow me. He'll badge in through the guards.
Right.
Manuelo, I imagine you're with Gabriel during this process.
Yeah, and he's gonna be like looking like, I don't know if I want to go in, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah, and I'm like trying to make sure that they let Capra in too.
There will be a couple of sideways glances towards Capper as he walks in. And in this moment, the investigator will kind of turn his head and say, "That's an interesting friend you've got there. Not seen the likes of him around. Is he from the Isles?"
Yeah, we we were visiting together. Well, he was visiting, came in this morning. But I think we're probably gonna cut this trip short with um the way that things are right now.
I understand. I'm sorry we had to meet under these conditions, but for what it's worth, it has been nice to meet you.
Thanks. You too.
Once you are back at Miguel's office, the scene now relatively clean. The only things left behind are blood and anything else they've identified as potential evidence.
While we were here, I wanted to check if Miguel's name was still on the door.
It is.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I will take a seat if there is one that isn't like marked off from evidence.
Yes. There is, in fact, 2 chairs on the other side of Miguel's desk, neither of which have been deemed necessary to the investigation. He'll
Okay.
pull them to the side and allow you to sit down.
All right. So, the first time we spoke, I realized I didn't really talk about the timeline. Um, I think I remember that I said that I left my cat with Miguel here in this office, and then came back this morning to find the cat dead. But there was a point when I did return in between those two events.
Do tell, he says,
Um,
beginning to write
yeah.
things down.
Okay. So I had left to go go talk with another student about an unrelated matter. Um, that was probably like 2 hours max between when I left and when I did come back. And by the time I came back, it was completely pitch black inside. The candlelight he was using when we first met was no longer lit. Um, when I knocked, it echoed. with complete silence inside the room. The door was locked and the blinds had been shut. So I slept in a room close nearby the entire night and wasn't woken up by anything happening, any sort of attack. I feel like I probably could have heard that from where I was. So I don't know. To me, it seems like they were probably killed. Killed during that 2-hour gap.
Seems plausible. Thank you for coming forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm just worried. When I said that I met that Miguel, the brethren, and a third person yesterday. And they had mentioned they mentioned like ethical concerns about a professor at the school, but they said that they weren't doing anything about it out of fear of retaliation.
And you believe this is relevant to our investigation?
I mean, it's the only thing I really, from what I can tell, Miguel is missing. His brother and friend is dead, and their feline friend I haven't seen yet. So, I'm concerned for the worst. And with none of them around, that's the only people I know that they had conflict with.
I see. I hope that this is all just some big misunderstanding, but we'll consider it as we move forward. See if it doesn't change the complexions of what we believe happened here.
Right. But yeah, definitely. Hopefully we can find the third student. And then I'm gonna try and describe the feline to him, but I don't have anything to go off the top of my head.
Of course. This this hasn't been a very visual campaign, of course.
Mhm.
So, you give a brief description of the Catwoman as best you remember her, and the investigator will note each detail and say, and her name?
I didn't get it. Miguel's the only name out of the 3 that I learned.
I see. Your description does match someone we've had run-ins with on this very campus before. It's the only reason I ask. But certainly nothing so serious as murder. Sorry, it's a random thought, I know.
Yeah, but I think that's everything I can remember about the events. Hopefully it helps.
I'm sure it will. Thank you, he says, giving you a gentle nod. I need to go back outside and make my report.
Oh, hold on, one last thing. So when you were searching through here, did you find any sort of like unique school uniforms? Miguel had a cloak that was like the normal school ones, but it had gold trim.
We didn't find any clothing in this room.
Huh. Okay. Hmm. All right.
And with that, he'll give you a polite bow and then head back out of the room. You, Capper, and Manuelo are left in Miguel's office.
All right. once we're sort of left alone there, I'm going to, like, I guess, point Capper over to the specific spot where I found feline Capper's dead body.
Capper will kneel beside the bloodstain on the ground there and just kind of look it over, careful not to contaminate any potential evidence. His nose will twitch gently as he takes in the scent of the scene and say, "So, you know of the people who may be involved. Something about some trio, including this one," he says, pointing to a chalk outline on the ground, and two others. One named
Yeah.
Miguel, and another we don't know the name of.
That's right. So, I was supposed to stay overnight in this room last night. I left Cat, I left you, with Miguel, and by the time I came back, the door was locked. It was silent. The blinds were shut. So, I think that whatever happened in those 2 hours where I was somewhere else.
That's a brief timeline.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did anyone else know I was in here?
Um, I mean, I told Beatrix, and well, no, sorry, I told Morgan that I was headed this way, and she might have told the rest of our group, but I don't think she would have mentioned that to just anybody. In this room specifically, no.
Alright. He'll kind of rub his chin between a thumb and forefinger as he continues examining the room. Manuelo, what are you getting up to right now?
Manuel is going to be looking around the crime scene, looking at all the evidence. He's going to look mainly at the door and the window, the potential entrances to this room, looking and seeing if there's any fingerprints that might have been missed from the investigation. Because from his research, aka from reading books, normally there would be a powder to show where anybody
I
would have entered from for
just for
fingerprints.
prints.
Yes, I know that is for prints and everything. Forensic science is something that I want to do.
uh, no, sorry, it sounded to me like you were trying to find dust for prints as the particular set of words.
Well, yeah, that's essentially what Manuel is doing, looking around trying to see if there's any potential prints that they missed, though.
Okay.
Alright. The presence of the scent of charcoal indicates that they've dusted for prints on the outside and inside of the door itself, on certain parts of the desk, and around the body. That said, unless you have any particular ideas, you can't think of anywhere else they might have. Or rather, unless you as the player have any ideas, it doesn't seem they've missed anything.
So Manuel is going to pick up from, remember from the conversation that he had uniforms, extra uniforms in here in the office. So he's going to look around for anything that might have been like a closet or anything in order to try to find those uniforms if they weren't already in the open.
Alright. On the back left corner of the room, there is a narrow doorway that opens up to reveal a small closet. And it's as the investigator said, there are no clothes in here. The state of the closet itself, though, is strange to you. The rod from which things would be hanging is slanted downward slightly. There's a broken clothes hanger on the floor, and two more slightly askew.
Manuel is going to bring this up to Gabriel and being like, someone might have been in a rush to clean up.
Huh. Okay. And then, like, so I'm gonna go over to the closet. Um, is it like a wardrobe situation, or is it possible to like just directly step inside?
Oh, you can step into it for sure.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna step inside and check that rod and see if it's possible to like realign it back to where it was supposed to be.
All right. When you say check, what are you just trying to push it back into place?
Yeah, I'm like grabbing it and shaking it a bit and trying to sort of force it back to where it was supposed to be.
Okay. With a little bit of managing, you push the rod back up to its original position. There is now a scratch on the wall indicating where it was moved from.
All right. Um, and then I guess just I'm gonna take like a look around on the floor. No real plan for what to find, just seeing if there's anything that could have been missed.
Epic bro, don't give them any hints. Uh,
I know I'm already pissed off. Like in real life, I'm pissed off that you messed with the crime scene.
uh, so, looking around at the ground, you can see clear evidence of a scuffle. The bloodstains are inconsistent with someone who just stood around or walked around the room bleeding. Uh, they were fighting all about the room. That said, there does not appear to be any more physical evidence on the floor.
Okay. So you said it left a mark when I like yanked it up. If I push it back down to where it used to be, I'd probably leave a mark anyway.
The mark's gonna still be there. Is
But
if
would it?
they go back through the crime scene and stuff, they're gonna realize that we probably messed with it.
No, well, whatever. I meant it was. I just want to like see if there's signs of the wall that could give me a guess as to how it got knocked loose.
DM waits for a declaration of action.
Okay, well, I'm going to, I guess, yank it back down to where it was before and see if there's now like two holes on the upper portion.
All right. As you pull the rod back down to where it was, you can see paint chipping up underneath the base of the rod. It would seem whatever caused it to come down in the first place was not so forceful that it damaged the wall. This time, however, it does.
Okay. Um, I guess I'm gonna go back and check on Capper.
Capper has, for as long as you guys have been investigating other things, Capper has just been sitting there, staring at where his own body was found. His eyes continue to scan the spot, occasionally wandering over to the chalk outline on the other side of the room. He's been quiet.
Okay. I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder.
He won't turn his head, but he will flick his ears at you in acknowledgement.
So the other thing, the things I can recall about the body is that, well, you were extremely bloody, but the brethren who was also here was like frozen solid with signs of getting hit by like a blunt ice weapon. But the thing I'm wondering, the thing that I'm worried about is that that unless that and powerful ice melee weapon is something you can think of that a person who hates you would have, I think you were just killed as a witness to the other events that were here.
A strange motivation to kill a cat as a witness. But I see your point.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He'll simply shake his head and continue to investigate that spot.
Manuela's gonna look over at Gabriel real quickly. Did
It's
you tell Miguel about the collar? About like how it was potentially magical?
yeah, I did tell him about that. And he did like once try to reach to take it off, and I swatted his hand away and told him to leave it be. And the Capper died with the collar still on.
Well, there's a possibility of two things for the reason why Capper did die. One, like you pointed out, or two is a misfire. I'm leaning towards the first reasoning because they probably brought up how the collar was magical, and well, unless there's a third reason, Capper tried protecting him from an attack.
Oh no. Nothing about this is adding up to me. And then Gabriel's kind of gonna like find a spot on the floor to sit down and end up just kind of like staring at the spot where he found Capper's body.
Do you think that I can summon my familiar here and not let him be hurt by the field?
Yeah, the cap the dampener is not really, is either very weak or non-existent here.
Can you cover me for 1 hour then in case something happens?
A full hour?
Well, that's how long it takes. Because
I don't know if they're gonna let us stay in the evidence room for an hour. But if you want to go somewhere else on the university campus, we can do that.
I'll probably do that because what I'm thinking of is the fact being even if you try to hide evidence like your footprints or stuff, you can't hide your scents. What happens if we could find the specific scent of the murderer, if anything?
Okay. Yeah, I see your point. I am gonna like peek over at Capper to see what his thoughts are.
Well, there are several strong scents here. I think it could be worth a try if this familiar of yours knows the people involved.
Shit.
Darn it. They didn't meet them. Okay. Do you happen to smell like cigar smoke or cigarette smoke?
Only very faintly.
The the third person in that trio smoked. Um so that that doesn't sound like she would have been here recently.
Oh,
Manuel,
sorry, 1 second. Beatrix, by now, you would at least be at the campus if you wanted to be. Sorry, back to what you guys were saying.
Yeah, I was saying it probably sounds like the feline wasn't here recently then.
All right, I see you've unmuted Beatrix. Did you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, Beatrix is just gonna make her way into the room while still invisible, and then finally drop her invisibility and be like, "Hey, everybody, you figured anything out yet?"
Well, that Gabriel's gonna jump to the equivalent he can while sitting down. But, I I mean, I guess? Not really.
The cat's fur will stand on end as he turns towards you with a hand extended. Do not do that, he says sternly.
Don't do what? Be here?
Sorry, Valerie. We were just, really focused and got surprised. That's all.
All right. Well, give me the rundown. What have you found so far? What are we thinking? She says as she also looks through the things she stole from old buddy to see what I got.
You have 14 very small bullets, clearly meant for a different weapon.
That's it?
Yes.
Damn it. Okay. Well, so I told the investigators about the time frame. Basically, from the time that I dropped off Capper here with Miguel to the time it took for me to get back from spying on the professor, I think this had already happened. Like, I think it happened during that 2-hour stretch as opposed to in the middle of the night.
Okay.
And the other thing is we really need to find that cat woman that Miguel was hanging out with, because Miguel's missing and the brethren is dead. I'm pointing at the chalk outline.
All right. And well, do you think you've gotten everything you can from looking over the room? I mean, you've examined everything. Are we good here? Has anyone checked if there's any illusions, anything hidden?
Oh, not yet. Um, and then I guess I'm going to, like, sort of go to, like, the sidewalls and such.
All right.
I have a thing I'm trying to check real quick.
Actually, can I do, like, an Arcana check on the blood trail?
Okay. Go for it.
Oh, that gives me a ton of confidence.
I was gonna do an Arcana check in the closet.
Remind me, did you guys want... You guys did not want me to tell you, like, things the evidence might suggest, right?
I'm already probably figuring out that they were 100% attacked. There's the potential of a dispute within the group, if anything, but I want to check the closet first because that's telling me first that with the rod, how it was broken and stuff, it was possibly in a rush, but it couldn't have been done. It couldn't have been done too forceful, or else it would have done damage to the closet, which you stated that the rod being broken wasn't done with enough force to hurt the wall.
Okay, so Brian's got theories, but my question was, do you guys want me to tell you things the evidence might suggest, or would you rather I just tell you what the physical evidence is and let you draw your own conclusions?
I think I think I remember Beatrix saying to not tell us what it suggests until we get stumped.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Which,
unless we're being
granted.
completely inept. Just give us the evidence and let us try to figure it out.
Okay. All right.
But if we
Okay.
prove to be actually, clueless, maybe don't let us sit here for 3 hours.
Yeah,
Okay. In that case, Capper is now giving Gabriel and Manuelo a strained look.
Okay, well, I'll go over and check with him again. It was a 22 on the blood, but I'm guessing that means that but there wasn't anything useful there anyway.
The pattern of the blood is consistent with that there was a lot of moving around. The most intact puddle of blood is the one that, of course, is where the sorry, where was I? Gotta get caught up in my own thoughts like that. The most intact puddle of blood is where the brethren actually died.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go check on Capper then.
I would like to just look around the room and try to see any illusions if I can. Okay, I'm gonna ask you how you want to do this because my feature says I can examine an object for illusions as a bonus action and have advantage on the investigation check to detect them. Can the room be an object so we don't have to spend forever with me walking around examining things?
Sure. I'm also gonna I'm gonna fudge the definition of illusion just a bit if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to protest getting more clues here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna protest, but quickly, because we're all in here and everything, Manuel is gonna cast Cheater's Caution.
Okay. That is a thing that gets cast. Anyways, Beatrix, go ahead and... Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's so bad. That's a 13. But it's not limited. I could just keep doing it.
I mean, yeah, you could take 20 to just figure it out, but something that stands out to you, while there's a bit of blood around the trim of the walls and a lot of blood all over the carpet, surprisingly, the desk is immaculate, barring the one, how do I put it? The one giant dent right in the middle of the mahogany table.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go over to Capper since he seemed like he noticed something.
Capper will kind of narrow his eyes and say, I... Forgive me. I don't mean to be rude, it's just... You had a very interesting idea there, and you didn't follow it up at all.
What?
His
What
eye,
idea?
his eyes will flick over to Beatrix.
I'm assuming he's talking about the whole looking for illusions thing. At this point, though, I'm not paying attention to them. I'm gonna go see what's up with this desk. Does it look like there should be blood on it? Like, is there a blood spatter pattern where, like, it seems that this line of blood should be continuing, but it just stops where it hits the desk?
That's exactly right.
Does the floor around the desk have scuff marks at all? Does it look like this desk gets moved often?
The floor around the desk does not appear to suggest the desk has been moved.
I'm going to run my hand along all the like edges and corners and little like just across the desk, see if anything feels different than it looks.
On this desk, there is not even dust. This desk is ridiculously immaculate to have been sitting here for any length of time.
Okay. Well, I guess upon noticing that, are there like drawers in this desk?
There are.
Okay, I'm gonna open them. Not in any particular order or anything, just get all of them open and look inside.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be helping with that. Also, what does the desk look like again? Is it just like a plain wood desk? Are there any intricate carvings?
It's a very plain wooden desk, not too unlike the one you first found the professor sitting behind, Gabriel.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, just a dark mahogany desk.
Okay. Yeah, let's root through all the drawers real quick and see if we can find anything. I would rather not have to burn spells if I don't have to, so let's see if we can find something without it.
All right. The leftmost drawer is a very deep filing drawer, and inside you can find everything from monetary records of different group activities to report cards for Miguel himself. In the other two drawers, they're both very shallow. You can find knickknacks and personal belongings.
Okay. Is this desk like on top of the carpet or anything?
It is.
Is it like a throw rug or is the whole floor carpeted?
Oh, I'm sorry. The whole of the floor is carpet, and it's
Okay.
yeah.
Is the carpet under the desk also immaculate?
One way to find out.
Okay, I'm gonna get down low and crawl through with my little noodle body.
Yeah. Looking for a noodle body reference this session. Uh, the floor beneath the desk is not as clean as the desk itself. In fact, places where blood was still able to get beneath the desk are indeed still covered in blood. In fact, I'll do you one better. There is a bit where the pool of blood extending out from the brethren would touch the leg of the desk. However, the leg and only the leg is completely clean. However, the entirety of the carpet around that leg is covered in blood.
Okay.
Okay, there's two possibilities here, and I'm a little confused. Fuck it, I'm gonna burn the spell slot and cast Detect Magic.
There is no spell currently affecting the desk.
It gives me a 10 it gives me a 30-foot radius, I think, for 10 minutes. Is there anything in the room that is magic?
Yes, there is. Inside one of the shallower drawers, there is a badge, an insignia that is just granted to the students of this university. It's something of a point of pride for most people. This one in particular does appear to be enchanted.
What school of magic?
Divination.
Okay. That's the only magical thing in here, though?
It is.
Okay, if the desk isn't magic, which obviously it isn't at this point, then this desk wasn't in here when this fight happened.
Someone swapped out the desk, but they'd either have to be very strong in order to move it, or there'd be scrapes or markings on the carpet affecting the blood trails.
Okay.
Oh god, I'm not acting in
Beatrix,
character.
lend me a hand. And I'm going to indicate that I'm moving the desk.
Oh, Maddie had to BRB.
Oh dear.
What?
You need to disappear for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Up here.
Oh no, guys.
Alright.
So
Well, Manuel, you can give me clues, I guess. I mean, well, Brian, you could give me clues, I guess.
Out of
Right.
character, so this can't affect our characters itself because this is out of table talk. In the case that was brought up with the desk and everything, as I said, it had to have been moved then if it's not from this room.
Right. But either there's a drag spot or they just set it down directly on top of the pile of blood.
Yeah, there's
It also
no.
seems ridiculous.
Yeah, this I'm very confused here.
So they had to have moved it. This isn't the
Oh
correct
wait,
desk then.
I might be able to get us some more information. I gotta read what this feature does again.
Wait,
I return. What have I missed?
I was going to get help physically moving the desk.
I would honestly, like, out of table talk first, pick up the desk, see if it matches with the grooves in the carpet first.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're doing that on your own, Manuelo?
Well, no, I mean, is it too big to be a two-person, I mean, a one-person lift? Because if I can lift it on my own and someone else can look around, then I'll do that.
Yeah. You can definitely prop it up on two of its legs on your own. To lift
Okay.
it straight up, like Manuelo was suggesting, though, you would need two people.
Okay. Well, I'll tilt it first. Whatever corner I saw that looked especially weird, I'm gonna like lift up to check that one in particular.
All right. So, beneath the leg, even the padding beneath the leg of the desk has no trace of blood on it. Even from where it is currently sitting in a puddle of blood, it does not seem to have attracted any of that. And the floor itself, there is an indentation there, consistent with the desk having been there a long time.
Okay. I guess I'll tilt it back. Can I like touch the blood stain there?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna reach out and like touch that particular weird spot, and also for like a point of comparison, touch the blood where Capper used to be.
All right. Both of the bloodstains are now only mildly damp. Neither of them yields any residue. I mean, without intentionally scrubbing the carpet, neither of them yields any blood to your finger.
Do we want to move the entire thing off the spot, or
I'm so confused.
actually, I'm gonna crawl back under it and like knock on the floor and knock on the underside of the desk.
Okay. The sound of each of those things is exactly what you expect. A very shallow thumping sound when you knock on the floor, and a very hollow sound when you thump on the desk.
Okay, so nothing there. Oh, can I grab the badge that was giving off the magic signal?
For sure.
All right. Um, I'm going to grab onto it and like turn it over in my hand, examining it.
Physical examination.
Yeah.
This just seems like a regular old badge.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to place it in place it on the palm of my hand and repeat the dancing light gesture on the hand that doesn't have the ring. with the badge in hand and see if it does something random nonsense.
In what direction are you pointing when you do this?
Oh shit.
So, do you mean the orientation of the badge or the orientation of my hand?
Of your hand.
Okay, so it's in my right palm. My fingers are like, and so my palm is facing up, and I guess I'd be like pointing in the direction of the window.
All right. Against your own wishes, you feel the hand that you've extended outward tense and curl into a fist, and then intense cold covers your hand in ice. It stops just short of your forearm.
All right, I'm guessing that means I can't let go of this thing in my hand then.
Oh, I'm sorry. The hand you did the gesture with is the one that's frozen over. You still have
Yeah.
free reign of the other one.
Well, that I was trying to manage it with the one that was holding the object.
Oh shit. Well, that's a problem.
Oh no.
Wait, what happened with Gabriel?
Wait, why is that a problem?
My hand's currently frozen solid and clasped around that emblem thing.
God
I'm assuming
fucking.
Gabriel is freaking out about this, right?
Yeah, no, it did in fact stop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, yeah, he's in a state of panic.
All right.
Wait,
One of you
is your
fire
hand?
people.
Yeah. When
Is-
Beatrix notices, she's gonna rush over and cast Dispel Magic.
The ice will crack and then fall from Gabriel's hand, dissipating into white puffs of smoke as it hits the floor.
All right, I'm gonna
and
aggressively throw the badge on the floor.
Worth asking real quick as well, because I still have my Detect Magic up. When that happened, was there any? Because before you said the only enchantment, the only magic I detected on the badge was divination. So what happened as far as, the magical aura of everything when that happened?
Okay, sorry. There is... Yeah, I'm noticing an inconsistency here. So let me go back. Divination is the most prominent effect of that badge. In the same way divination was when you had the ring. That said, it may have other magical properties. Such is the case with this badge.
Okay. Well, after I throw it to the ground, I am going to, like, stand over top of it, staring at it again.
All right. You're standing over the badge, menacingly. Capper, who has absolutely no idea what's going on, is kind of backing up towards the wall.
Okay. So the Brethren was frozen solid. And this thing freezes things solid. Okay, I'm gonna, like, hover my hand above the badge, and then, like, lightly tap my pointer finger on it and let go immediately.
The badge bears no response.
Okay. I'm going to pick up the entire thing in the palm of my hand.
All right. You now have the badge in the palm of your hand.
Okay, so it wasn't touching it.
What?
I'm gonna set it down on the table, like, next to me, and then do the hand gesture again.
No response from the badge.
So I had to hold it in my hand and do the gesture. Okay. All right. Here goes nothing, Gabriel says as he holds it in one hand and this time does the gesture again with the other.
Oh no.
God damn it.
All right. This time, the hand that you're doing the gesture with freezes over in much the same way as before, although now you are not clasped around the badge.
Okay, so this time I'm gonna gently set it on the table.
The instant you are out of contact with the badge, the ice falls from your hand.
Okay, well,
Hmm.
so this is I mean, this looks like a standard university badge, right?
Mm-hmm.
God dang it. Okay.
Was the Brethren a mole for the professor? Because, like, there's some kind of beef here, right?
Yeah, there's definitely something going on.
And we know the
Um,
professor has a habit of giving, like, sneakily enchanted items to people.
yeah,
Wait,
That
there's
guy,
no way that this that's such a random hand gesture
yeah, that,
because like I'm trying to so you do like the Spider-Man thing and then try to tilt your knuckle a specific direction. There's no way to stumble upon that.
yeah. So our Brethren friend here, had to be in some way affiliated with the professor, potentially as a mole in this other group. Um, and I imagine, as far as the professor was concerned, he served his purpose and was just a loose end to tie up.
That still doesn't explain what happened to the others in this room, but if that's the case, we really need to find and need to find that Catwoman.
wait, wait. If the what you said, whoever he was, the Fallen,
Mm-hmm.
if he was a mole for the if he was a mole for the principal or headmaster, that would explain the reasoning behind why the closet was cleared out in the way it was. They were in a rush to make sure because they acted out of fear. They were trying to hide their traces and everything. But the issue with the fact being is why did Capper die then?
Yeah.
And why was it just the Capper and the mole? The other two might be injured somewhere, if anything. It could have been where he was the mole, or he still was the mole, but they decided, or the headmaster might have decided to have somebody attack them.
Okay. Yeah. Let me. I wanna see if I can find Alia. Because
Um,
I told her about the ring before, and the fact that this thing does the same trick, I'm concerned.
wait. Did you take off the ring and leave it somewhere at any point?
During that 2 hour stretch where we think the murder happened, the ring was not on my finger.
Well, there's a reason for the attack then.
Oh.
Not quite sure I follow.
So think of it this way. There's the potential of where the group or the Catwoman doesn't want us working with Ilya because she's afraid that the headmaster is going to hurt Ilya and use her research. And you took off the ring during those 2 hours. What's stopping the headmaster from you taking off the ring, figuring out that there's a tracking spell on it or a divination spell? Then he figures out that you ran into them beforehand. The potential of you running into them, they take off the ring and stuff. there's a reason for him to attack them due to the fact being he might think that you're with them.
Well, I
And
didn't leave it with him. I left it in the hedge garden outside. But I think I see what you mean.
there
Yeah,
would be a reason. Yeah, because if you took it off, he's not tracking you. You could be meeting with him in secret, and the potential of his plan being leaked out is too good that he would want to cut off loose ends.
I, I think
And
I
I
want to
just want
go
to
find
remind
Aelia.
Maddie, I just want to remind the storyteller that cheater's caution is still up. It has not been an hour.
I'm aware.
So, I mean, I guess. Well, let me first test if I can still do the dancing lights thing. Not touching the ice stone this time. I mean, the ice badge this time.
I'm going to pay very close attention. You're using that ring, right? That the professor
Yes.
gave you?
Yeah,
Okay.
so
I
this
detect magic.
time.
Yeah, I'm going to be paying very close attention while Gabriel does this to see what's going on here.
All right, so are we using the ring or the badge?
Just the ring. The badge is not in my hands.
All right, so ring, as before, just cast dancing lights.
And nothing interesting happens as far as like magical aura bullshit.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to. I guess once I turn that off, I'm going to take it off my finger and look at it again, seeing if I notice the scrying thing.
I'm sorry. Could you? I think I misunderstood you.
Yeah, so last time Damien was able to physically identify the scrying sensor. I'm going to see if I can do that again.
All right. So, you're looking for the scrying sensor where?
On the, I guess, the inside of the ring?
Okay. And yep, there it is.
Can I do a similar investigation on the badge?
Roll investigation.
Okay. Let's- 12.
You find that the plate on which the pin of the badge sits is made of the same material and inscribed with the same etchings as that scrying sensor.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, we need to find Ailey. We need to find the feline girl and Aelia. I don't
All right.
know if he's turning on his allies or specifically after his enemies, but both of them might be in danger right now.
Well, let's go check the office where we first met this group. Perhaps we can find more clues there.
All right. And then I'm gonna like sneak the badge into my pocket before we start trying to leave the room. Do we want to do anything else in here first before I before I depart?
Manuel is going to bring up one thing. Hey guys, remember the blood on the floor?
Yes.
We've been walking all over it.
Oh, I had been implied to be being careful about that.
Yeah, I've just been assuming you guys aren't stepping in the blood.
Yeah, ignore that then.
I mean, if you
You
want to
just
say
have-
Manuela's just been not paying attention this whole time, I'm cool with that.
No, Manuel has been paying very close attention and stuff, but he's going to bring up the closet then. He's like, Gabriel, I understand checking the closet and stuff, but that's fucking evidence they can use against us now.
How many more days are we staying in this town, Manuel?
God, Gabriel, still.
I will be more careful from here on forward. Let's just try and figure out if the professor's about to murder this entire school or not, okay?
Yeah, Gabriel wants a hero moment before we leave the city.
He
Well,
deserves
I'm gonna
one.
glare in Beatrix's general direction.
Manuel is just gonna put his hands up. Is like, if they arrest us because our footprints, because of that closet and stuff, I'm just gonna say it was all you. That's it.
Deal. And I'll send out for a handshake.
Manuel is gonna take the hand.
And in that moment, there comes a knock at the door.
All right.
Is the window open?
What, the window, like, out to the hallway?
The window out to the second floor outside.
Yep.
Yes, the outside window is that open?
No.
Shit.
All right. Well, I'm gonna like open the door the slightest bit and check to see who's there.
The investigator regards you with a nod and says, I have news concerning the case, if you will.
Oh, okay. Do you want to talk to us in here, or should we go out and talk with you?
I don't suppose it matters. This is all going to be breaking news very soon.
Okay. All right. I guess I'm gonna open the door the rest of the way and get us all out of there.
Manuel is gonna look around the hallway real quickly while he's leaving.
It's
Is the
apparent.
investigator carrying anything magic?
No.
Unfortunate.
Would you like
Is
him
it-
to be?
I mean, it's not my choice.
Real quickly, is there anyone else in the hallway other
It
than
was a ghost
students
town
and the
when we went in.
investigator?
They had, when we went in, they said they had like kicked all the students out while investigating. So it should be empty, more or less.
Yeah, that's right.
Are there any guards with the investigator?
No.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah. I will go ahead, open the door, encourage everyone out, and then like stand at least a foot in front of the rest of them to talk to the investigator.
Beatrix just smiles and waves at the investigator as if she was here earlier.
The investigator raises an eyebrow, but doesn't think much of it as he turns his gaze back to Gabriel and says, well, you'll be happy to know it appears this case is going to get some closure after all.
What do you mean by that?
The guards have identified and detained our prime suspect.
Who you found in last I heard you didn't have suspects.
Well, some pretty compelling evidence has arisen. A star witness, if you will. Someone who says they saw the crime unfold.
Oh,
And
That
who was
seems-
that?
Unlikely.
um, uh, if you don't mind me asking, so, what are you able to tell us without, like, breaching evidence protocol and whatever?
We can tell you that he kind of looks either way before saying, we've arrested one suspect, Margaret Carmela, I believe you'll know her best as the feline portion of this trio of yours. We found her wounded in ways that we believe are consistent with having been on the receiving end of this altercation with her brethren cohort.
Okay.
I assume you're holding her somewhere.
Of course. She'll be at the precinct until trial.
Do you mind? Would it be all right if I spoke with her?
He
I don't know
nods.
necessarily how okay that is, but it would help with some closure.
He nods and says, of course. Just, we'll need a witness there with you. Be it a guard or myself, whichever you're more comfortable with.
So it would have to, just so I'm understanding, it would have to be just me and you? Or,
Any or all of you may come speak to her.
okay.
It's just a matter of ensuring that you're not coercing a confession or a denial.
Define coerce.
He will give you a steely glare. The fact that you're asking that question gives me pause.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, I apologize for my friend here. Victoria can spin quite a tale sometimes.
Well, you're all taking this way out of proportion. I mean, I can go looking around in people's thoughts. What did you think I meant, Gabriel?
Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I'd appreciate going over there to talk with you. I'm fine with you escorting me over there.
Very well. We'll be on the way then, he says, turning on his heels and beginning towards the precinct.
All right. Before we go over there, I'm gonna stop everybody real quick and say, can one of you go check on Alia? I don't know if you'll find her at the library or in the women's dorms or whatever, but um, I want to see, I want to make sure she's okay too.
Oh God, are we gonna split the party?
Manuelo's gonna go to chat with Alia, and while he's gonna look towards where he's gonna go, he's going to look at Beatrix. Let's just say, go with Gabriel if possible.
Beatrix is going to look over at Gabriel and say, I'll meet you there soon. And she's gonna head off to the office where we first met these people.
Okay.
Oh God, it's a three-way split.
Well, I'll keep Capper with me then.
All right. So, go ahead,
I was gonna
Gabriel.
ask the guard some questions as we were walking and talking.
All right. Go for it.
So, your star witness, I don't know what all you're allowed to tell me about them, but was I right on the time estimate?
He will... He'll think about that for a long moment before saying, yet to be determined. They haven't said when exactly these events happened. Nothing so firm as a time, but that's a good detail to think about. I'll try to tack that down for you.
Okay, then what information did they give you?
Well, it's pretty cut and dry. They said they saw this Margaret Carmela coming into the estate house in search of your friend Miguel. Wait, you have mentioned Miguel's name to him before, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, that was like the first thing I mentioned.
They said that they watched as the person headed upstairs, thought nothing of it. But they happened to be headed in the same direction for a study hall meeting. On the way up, she heard a fuck. He will audibly say fuck after he says the word she.
They heard a what?
They heard a commotion as they were passing the doorway to, well, the scene. They said they stopped, opened the door just slightly, and saw our Margaret Camilla standing over her, well, her once cohort, and the cat, if that matters. He says, blissfully unaware of the fact that that cat is standing right there listening to him retell the story.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, standing there over the cat and her former cohort. As she went to report, she says that Margaret confronted her and threatened her.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you again. I will say I'm still worried since it sounds like nobody's figured out what happened to Miguel yet. Because if Margaret came in looking for him, and this witness only saw Margaret and the murder victims, then that still leaves Miguel unaccounted for.
I'm sure he'll turn up. I mean, he must have been somewhere besides the scene. If this Margaret was looking for him.
I guess all right. Well, thank you again. Any information that you're allowed to give, I greatly appreciate.
Of course. By this point, you were standing at the door to the precinct, but before you head in, I want to check in with Beatrix.
Yes, hello.
You arrive down at the meeting hall where you first met the trio. Epic, you can just say whatever you want. You're a spectator, you're allowed to chat. Although, don't expect me to go confirming any theories, especially if they're true, because I don't want to spoil things for our players. Sorry, Beatrix. Yeah, you're at the meeting hall where you met the trio, for the first time. What are you doing?
Is the door locked?
The door is indeed locked.
Is there anyone around?
There are a couple of guards wandering the hallway, but no one seems to be paying their immediate attention to you.
Oh god. Their immediate attention? How worrying. Yeah, because I cannot afford to cast invisibility again right now. So, yeah, I'm just going to try to very discreetly pick the lock.
All right. Attempting to very discreetly pick the lock. Roll stealth, roll sleight of hand.
Oh my god, I gotta roll stealth. What?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're doing
well,
this in the open.
well, I thought it would be sleight of hand and a thieves' tools check.
Oh, yeah, that. Sorry.
Oh, so do that?
Yes.
That's way better because my sleight of hand is so much better.
I thought Thieves' Tools was just a sleight of hand check. My bad.
It's like that in BG3, but in actual 5e, it's tool checks have their own stuff.
Gotcha. My bad.
So my sleight of hand is terrible. That's an 11. So I'm probably gonna get C. Do I at least successfully get the door open? Thieves' Tools is just Dex and proficiency. So, 4. Well, I got the lock open.
All right. So, for those of you watching along who didn't get the updates in real time, that was an 11 to not be noticed and a 23 to open the door. Beatrix, you open the door and manage to make your way inside, but behind you, you can hear someone calling for your attention. You imagine you only have a couple of seconds to investigate before you are going to be interrupted. What, if anything, are you focusing on?
Has it been less than 10 minutes since I cast Detect Magic?
Yes.
Anything magical within 30 feet that pops to my attention?
No.
I'm going to quickly try to make my way over to the desk. Do I see anything with any of... Well, I guess we don't know the brethren's name. Do I see anything with Miguel's name, or I already forgot her name, but the other, the woman, the cat woman who's in jail?
Margaret.
Margaret, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna take that as your investigation. So, you check the desk for anything bearing their names, and while you don't find those, you do find a rather conspicuous box of cigarettes. And just then, the door will open. Excuse me, miss. I hate to be a bother, but you're very near to a crime scene, and I can't have you just wandering around in the building. Please, come back outside.
Oh, I'm helping with the investigation. My friend was just taken by, I believe, well, I imagine your superior, to go speak with the suspect you recently apprehended. We're just looking for some more information.
Well, I doubt you'll find any relevant information in here. Now, please, I insist.
I'm gonna roll insight, see how much I can push my luck here with this person. Insight is +6. That's a 20, dirty 20.
You are very familiar with the Arloris police code that is pretty much ask, tell, make, and you've just found yourself on the second step. If he suspects that you're going to resist any further, he will put hands on you.
Right. Great. Fantastic. I'm going... Oh, wait, I need to... How much of a thing can I do with this? I just need him to be more concerned about other things than me. No, that's not. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm gonna minor illusion to make just an absolutely blood-curdling scream happen somewhere outside the room. And I'm gonna subtle spell that, actually, so that he doesn't know I'm doing it.
All right. Yeah, the scream makes him visibly jump. He'll hesitate for just a moment before turning to you, saying, "You stay here," and then run out the door.
Oh no, here we
Awesome.
go.
I'm gonna get back to looking around. Nothing has their name on it. Do I see any of their personal effects that I remember them having on them? Do I see... I'm also gonna look over the desk. Because she obviously sits here a lot. She's got a box of cigarettes here. Go through the drawers real quick. Any hidden compartments? Any buttons? Are there scuff marks along the floor around the desk? Anything of intrigue?
Roll perception.
Oh, perception. Oh no, that's all right, I guess. Oh my gosh. I forgot I had a thing that could have saved me from having to deal with that dude. That's a 16 on my perception.
Your nose twitches as you pick up a very familiar scent. The scent of Margaret's cigarettes. A scent that hasn't been here for quite a while. It would seem that the last time you saw her was perhaps the last time she was in this room.
All right. I'm gonna grab a handful of cigarettes out of that box, stuff them in my pockets, and then walk. I'll like get the desk back in order and start walking over towards the door.
Just then, the officer will step back inside and say, "All right, looks like the situation's clear. Now come on, we gotta get you out of here."
Of course. Going now. I'm on my way to the precinct, as a matter of fact.
He will see you out the door, and satisfied with that, he'll kind of post up in front of it to make sure you don't come back. Of course, you have no intention to, so wasted gesture. Manuelo, how you doing? Are you there, Manuelo?
Sorry, something that's happening outside.
Oh, okay, you're good.
Um,
Take your time.
so Manuel is heading over to the library to potentially meet Ilya, but on the way, he's going to try to let me do this right real quickly. I have to pull up something. Make sure I'm doing this right. That's not what I was hoping for. Oh, oh no. Manuel is going to, as quickly as he can, get over to the library or anywhere to try to find Ilya.
All right. You head to the library, which is also swarming with guards at the moment. Although this appears to be one of the fairgrounds for press and students, as people are still milling about, including one Alia.
I'm gonna walk up to her, in order to try to talk to her, check if she's okay, stuff like that.
All right. She doesn't seem to notice you approaching. With, I mean, she seems nose deep in this book. So it's up to you how you approach.
I'm gonna. I was doing so. I just reread Find Familiar. I was doing it wrong.
Oh no. Well,
No, don't worry. I don't have to ritual this. I don't have to do the ritual thing for it. But I'm going to, while walking up on Ilya, cast Find Familiar and bring out my buddy.
Okay. Your little red panda familiar happily trots alongside you as you walk up to Alia.
Hey, Ilya, are you okay?
Alia will sigh and say, "Hello there. Must say it is such a pleasure to see your face again. What do you need?"
So although I would rather have done this somewhere else, looking around, I came because Gabriel wanted one of us to come check up on you. And I would really think we should talk outside of here so I'm not a nervous mess.
Well, as you can see, I'm just fine. Consider your check finished. Now please, leave me be.
Manuel is just going to stay there, and he's going to say, I really think we should go outside.
She'll just kind of narrow her eyes and slowly turn the chair away from you.
Well, we're doing this, okay. Manuel is going to cast
no.
message,
Oh shit.
and he's going to say, it's about the murder.
Rather than messaging back, she will slam her book down on the table and say, I don't know anything, okay?
Manuel is still going to say through the message, you've probably had a long day with everyone else asking you questions, but with the information as is, I believe they arrested the wrong person. Plus, pretty sure
Go ahead.
you might have been the surprise witness.
Her already angry face is contorting with what is very quickly becoming rage. That's an interesting little theory you've got there, but I've got to tell you, I am not interested. Now, please, will you go on about your day?
Can I do an investigation check, see if she has her badge on her?
Go for it.
Investigation is a +6, yay.
Mimic, what is that? Oh, okay, never mind. I see.
God fucking damn it today.
What were you trying to do? I'm sorry.
Investigation, see if she had her badge on her.
Oh yeah, sorry. I shouldn't even have made you roll investigation for that. It's visible. It's on her lapel.
What school is she?
Have you asked her?
I'm gonna ask, like, dropping message and everything. What school are you?
At this point, a very frustrated Alia will pick up her book, stand, and begin walking away from you.
Manuel is gonna cast message again and say, I'm sorry. I hate that this was brought up to everything as is. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this, trying to figure this out, and I hate everything that's being brought up. Because there's a potential that the person who was arrested didn't want you to go with us because they thought that the professor would steal the knowledge that you gave, that you would have published as their own, and possibly kill you.
Alia is going to roll for composure. There are 4 outcomes I'm thinking of, and I don't know which is more in character for her, so...
Man, Manuelo got that suave grace, huh? Just a real charmer.
Manuel is antisocial as fuck. What do you expect?
19.
Ooh.
Very, very good composure.
Would I be able to see the possible composure change?
You see her grow more calm than before. She continues to walk away. She has made up in her mind that she is not going to talk to you. be it because of your transgressions with her earlier in this campaign, or because of the nature of the things you're asking her, you are unsure. She is choosing to walk away, and it seems there's no civil thing you can do to stop her.
Manuel is just gonna ask one quick question before she possibly leaves the message's length. Gabriel told us how you met last night and everything. My one question is, if you don't know anything, do you potentially know anyone else who could have done something? Because the professor did leave after talking with you.
And with that, she is out of the range of message. Still not replying, just walking on down the stairs.
Manuel is just gonna be like, well, that was great. I hate my life even more. As he's just gonna quickly jot down the potential leads he might have in his notebook before looking around in the library, seeing if anyone's looking at him before running.
Before we begin our break, which we're overdue for, sorry about that, can we acknowledge that Manuela was probably the worst single person to go after her?
I forgot they had beef until you mentioned it a minute ago.
Oh dear.
Yeah, she has not forgotten that you tried to Jedi mind trick her into not investigating a previous murder.
To be fair, I didn't. Um, I wanted to go talk to her, but I'm in the middle of 5 different people trying to talk to me. Had to
Yeah.
pick and choose. I don't know if I picked and chose correctly, but we'll see.
Yeah, and I forgot about the beef, so I was just like, you got this, Manuelo.
And then the beef for return, you're like, fuck.
All right, so we are going on break.
Yes, 10 minutes
Okay.
starting now. You guys have a nice break.
All right.
Oh, I'm in hell.
It turns
Boy.
out they did not got this.
All right, I'm gonna be back. Something went horribly wrong with my audio for some reason. See
Oh,
you in a
no.
bit.
Many murders have happened around your group. What have you to say for yourselves? Fuck around and find out is what we have to say for ourselves.
Manuel is just in the corners like, I fucked up so bad, I'm screwed. Fuck. I want to
yeah.
cry.
Pissed. Gabriel's gonna be like, I sent you to go get her. What the fuck? You're just gonna be like, yeah, she fucking hates me.
Yeah, that's my excuse right now. She fucking hates my guts. I don't know why you'll let me go.
This is gonna be interesting.
Well, I mean, right now, I do have potential proof that either she was the witness or the professor was there. Somewhat proof.
Okay, I think her being the witness might be a bit of a red herring. I
I
don't
know.
know for like disguise self exists, so the likelihood that it was and this is like a magic school, right? So like we can't really go off of like a description of the witness because literally anyone could look like anything here.
So
It's
to be fair,
a pretty low level spell.
yeah. So to be fair, I was trying to bullshit in order for her to talk to me. And well, I forgot about the beef. And I'm like, I could do this. Fuck the beef.
I completely forgot she hated you. Mimic, I think you missed your shot for this session. I think the closest we got to that was me having to deal with that guard. I think I think now we're all in the clear. I don't think we'll be going to jail anytime soon.
So to be fair, the reason why I said the reason why I said the hey, I think you were the witness was in order for her to talk to me for an alibi and stuff, but then I had to bring up the conversation, which I hated doing. I already blew everything, but we already have potential proof that it was the professor because the professor himself doesn't have an alibi for the potential time period.
I mean, we don't know that. He probably does. He's probably got something to say he was doing.
Well, no, like this is out of table talk right now. We have the potential of pointing out, hey, the professor's not as safe as you think because he might say, oh, I was talking to Alia. The one person we have to prove that there was a time period between when he was talking with Alia and the time he wasn't was Gabriel because Gabriel wild shaped into a mouse in order to talk with Alia.
Yeah, so, first of all, thank God. Discord all of a sudden decided it hated my headphones and was ear raping me for
Oh
the
no.
entirety of your talk with, for the entirety of your talk with whatever happened with Alia.
Oh
Oh
no.
god.
So it sounds like there was some sort of argument, but other than that, I didn't hear anything.
I failed on getting her.
Okay,
Oh
well,
yeah.
at the very least, we know she's alive. If I don't end up getting in the middle of something horrible while over in the prison, then I'll try and sort things out.
Manuelo has continued his streak of making people incredibly angry at him.
So Matteo, you want to know the funny thing if even if she casted her signature spell? Counter spell. Fuck you.
Oh, goodness.
She tries to hit me. Bitch, no.
Okay. Oh, no.
And she just looking at me like, what the fuck?
All right, I'm officially no longer letting any of the other ones going.
Look, this is what happens when you let us get away from the party's moral compass. Gabriel is the single person here who keeps us all from doing wild shit.
Okay.
I do need
Noted.
to remind
So,
you.
yeah.
I do feel I need to remind you. Manuelo's antisocial as fuck.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you two would collectively go and talk to her. I don't know that Beatrix would have made things better. Or not in that situation. But if something goes wrong with me over in the prison and you all have to try and sort things out on your own, I'm terrified for the results.
Oh
No,
no.
I'll be at the prison with you soon. I'm coming to help you talk to what's her name. I'll just be getting there a little after you. I would have went with Manuelo if I had remembered that she did not like him. I had just
Okay.
completely forgot about that. I forgot that Manuelo tried to I don't remember what spell you tried to cast. Oh, you tried to wipe her mind with
Yeah,
Forget I said that,
forget
yeah.
have you
yeah.
done that successfully yet?
Yes, I have successfully done it. That was the first time I failed it.
No, you also failed it on the guard in Golden Tide.
I only did it once successfully then.
Okay. Just making sure that I know. I mean, I'm understanding this correctly. I'm scared. Anytime you try for forget I said that, from now on, I am scared.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot you had done that, and she got pissed about it. If I had remembered, I would have gone with you so that
Okay.
we could actually get information.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to learn anything useful talking to Margaret or whatever her name was, but we'll see.
Well, I think we must, right? Because there's no way she's the one who actually killed old Buddy Boy. That makes zero sense.
Mm.
Um, So we'll learn something at least. I'm just the issue is we won't be able to help her. Like the only way we can clear her name is to find actual solid proof against the professor or whoever is responsible.
Right.
Because at this point, like, they're not gonna take us at our word, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think they trust me currently. But I'm hoping that what happens is that since he didn't ask the timeline before, the timeline falls apart. Like the star witness or whoever, I mean, whatever ends up happening there, the timeline that they say it happened and the timeline I say it happened completely contradict each other. Because I think I placed it around 8 p.m. that this happened.
Yeah, and there's two potentials and stuff because one way or the other, the police have to meet the witness and stuff. They don't have to share it unless we somehow meet the witness. And the whole fact being is the fact being they only saw her going in and potentially out. They never saw what happened inside.
Right. Also, I'm trying to figure out how to put the badge down in my inventory. For now, we're just going with Freaky Ice Badge. Also has Scry Sensor.
I can't believe that I didn't get any fucking bullets stealing from that asshole.
Oh, man.
I just remembered that shit.
You did get bullets, just not for your gun.
Useful bullets are a
Yeah.
different question, I guess. Okay. Goodness me.
All right. So, yeah, we left off with Gabriel headed toward the precinct. We've handled Beatrix and Manuela's interactions. So it's you and Capper for now.
Yep.
So, you've arrived at the precinct. You're being brought up the steps into the courthouse proper, where you are then shepherded into a side area where there is visitation with detainees, one of which is your Margaret Carmela.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to sit down, also bring Capper over. Is there, well, actually, before we sit down, I'm gonna ask in talk to Capper if is there any chance that you'd be able to know a previous life's killer? Or is that just flat out wishful thinking on my part?
I'm following you so closely in hopes of learning for myself who killed me.
Okay.
I'm afraid I wouldn't recognize them. No.
Darn it. All right. Well, let's go talk to her. This may, she may or may not have been the person who killed you. And just be as civil as you can. And then I'll go ahead and take the seat.
All right. Margaret sits on the other side of some very thick glass, regarding you as she always did, with a hint of contempt and a cigarette in hand.
They let you smoke in here?
They didn't let me, but
Oh,
a girl's got her secrets.
okay.
Not the prison pocket.
Oh god, I
Please don't.
You tell me that.
Gotcha. I'm
Anyway,
muting myself.
Why,
hold on.
bro?
Okay. 3, 2, 1. So, I don't know what to say. The main thing is just, do you know what ended up happening to Miguel?
Miguel is safe. I saw him last night.
Okay. Can I like peek around and see how carefully people are listening in, how carefully guards are listening in?
As promised, the investigator has a witness with you who is paying close attention to everything being said.
Okay. So, the thank you again for telling me about the scrying sensor. I think I found one that matched on a different on a different piece of university stuff.
Do tell.
There's a frost badge. There's a badge thing that like goes on people's uniforms, but this one was able to like do ice magic.
That's interesting. Do you
Like,
do you think it
like
was? Sorry, go ahead.
I was able to activate it in a way where it started freezing me solid.
Hmm. That's an interesting bit of information indeed. But there's still the question of who it belongs to.
Well, remember how I said it has a matching scrying sensor?
Yes.
They're identical scrying sensors.
Well, that does tell us it was of the professor's make, perhaps. But that still leaves the question of who he made it for.
Well, when I found it when I was looking around the crime scene in the desk.
She'll take a quick drag from her cigarette, blow the smoke up into the air above her head, and simply say, "That's strange."
Does everybody at the university get one of these badges?
Yes.
Okay.
Capper just kind of glances between the two of you, wondering if he's supposed to know what's going on.
Oh, I should mention, um, so the cat in the cat in the office at the crime scene, he was our cat.
There was a cat.
Yeah, black cat, small, collar with a blue gem on it.
And this cat was at the scene.
In a mangled pulp on the floor.
Why was there a cat?
I had, um, what do you mean, why was there a cat?
Miguel did not own a cat.
I
Neither did Edgar.
I was planning to stay there with the cat overnight. But you never saw the cat?
She shakes her head. I've never been to the scene.
Can I roll insight?
Go for it.
11.
With her closed off posture and distant manner of speaking, it's hard to tell whether she's telling the truth or not.
Okay. Well, I know that you said that someone outside of the university could do a lot more to help than someone within the university. I'm going to try and see what I can do to help around here. And if you weren't at the scene, I guess my first question would be, is there someone who, well, there either someone, it sounds like someone might have framed you. Do you have a list of people that you can think of who would be out to get you in some way?
Well, I imagine I am the professor's public enemy number one. Aside from that, well, there are a few people at the university who don't like my guts.
Okay. I don't know what all they've asked you, but where were you in where were you around like 6 p.m. last night?
6 p.m. last night, I was at my own
Yes.
dorm.
Okay. Because that somewhere between there and 8 p.m. is when I think the murder happened. The star witness who believes they saw you commit the murders, they haven't given a time frame on when it happened yet or not.
So much for a star witness, I suppose.
Yeah, it's very weird to me that they're just running with this.
It would seem someone wants them to bring this case to a speedy close.
Yeah, you have higher up enemies than I thought.
It's natural. I don't keep my head down and just accept the way things are. How could they not hate me?
Okay. Also, I'm really sorry about Edgar, you said his name was?
Yes.
I'm really sorry.
Edgar Williams, my first friend and rival upon arriving here at the university.
Gabriel's just like staring down again. In his head he's kind of he's basically beating himself up for not for leaving all of them behind to end up in this mess. Well, you said Miguel is safe. When do you think that I'd be able to find him again?
Yes. If he himself is not a suspect, then he's likely not been detained, and if that's the case, I imagine he's hiding in his dorm right about now.
Okay. I don't believe he's a suspect. I've been telling people that he was a potential victim.
That's a scary thought. Miguel being a victim of anything. Best not to dwell on it.
Yeah. Well, I'll do what I can. Sorry that what I could wasn't enough to keep Edgar alive.
Oh, please. You had no obligation to keep me or mine alive. It's just the way things go.
It doesn't It shouldn't have to be the way things go.
Of course
I
not.
was supposed to come here to help make people's lives better. But, you know, guess I'm not particularly good at that.
Suddenly, Margaret's eyes will move up and lock with yours. Tell me, Gabriel, this altruism of yours, what do you seek? Being so kind, so out there with this goal of making people's lives better. What's in it for you?
I'm gonna, start backing away slowly. Um, I'm sorry, I don't understand your question. I signed up on this mission with that specific goal.
Don't read too much into it, just answer the question. Why do you want to make the world a better place?
For the sake of the people living in it? I want to help however I can.
Noble. And a better answer than I expected you would have when put on the spot. Sorry, I looked at the chat at the best time.
Because I'm one of the idiots living here. But yeah, I can't really help out around town at home, so I thought maybe this would better fit my skill set. But
And how's
all I've
that
really
going,
done is
darling?
endanger the people around me. So, all of you, well, seems like all I'm good for now is murdering people and putting other people's lives in danger.
She shrugs and says, listen, I don't mean to be so abrasive. You really are doing an excellent job, and it seems like you have a wonderful goal in mind. I appreciate you even coming to speak to me. That is more than most have done. I just want you to understand that you may never reach the point in your life where trying to make this world or even this city a better place leads to you being treated like a hero. You should know, I set out with a very similar goal, and you see what they would do to me. Keep that in mind as you proceed, Gabriel. If what you truly want is to make this world better for those who live within, don't let these setbacks discourage you. There'll be 1,000,001 before your journey reaches its end.
Gabriel's gonna stare at her speechless for a good few moments. All right. Thanks, I guess. I'll do what I can. Hopefully we can get this mess figured out soon.
You find who killed my Edgar, and I will be forever in your debt, she says, flashing you the first smile you've seen since you've met the woman.
Alright. Yeah, I think I'm going to, at that point, stand up, wave goodbye, and then start walking out.
Capper follows, and as soon as you're out of earshot, he kind of leans in and says, "What was that about?"
I don't know.
Is this normal for this world? Do people just go off on tangents about altruism and wanting to make the world a better place? Is everyone this beholden to Perua?
Well, believe me, so once you get to know the others, you're going to have a confident answer to that question.
He shudders as you make your way out of the precinct. It looks like Manuelo may be AFK, so Beatrix, what are you getting up to right now?
Well, I would have been headed to meet up with Gabriel.
Okay, maybe we like cross paths at the entrance.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Gabriel's definitely like leaving with his head down, still a bit shaken by those parting words.
And Beatrix would just be walking up. She's smoking on one of Margaret's cigarettes, and she's just like, Gabriel, done so soon. Learn anything?
Oh, hey, Beatrix, Valerie, um, okay, so it doesn't sound like I mean, it sounds like they've decided Margaret's the person to take the fall, so we probably don't have a ton of time. But apparently Miguel is alive, and because he's not a suspect, we may luck out and find him in his dorm room.
Well, that's great, she says, smirking a little bit. Let's go find him.
Okay. Right now, the only thing I can think of that we have to work off to prove that, and to help get Margaret out of the brink is that timeline question that they don't know when the witness claims that she saw her. Because, hopefully that woman, that's where we're able to poke a hole in that woman's testimony. But, again, I don't know. We need to move quick. And with
Yeah.
that, yeah, after that, he's gonna try to shake his head back and forth, trying to clear his thoughts. Yeah, we need to move quick, and then start running and encouraging the others to follow.
You didn't happen to figure out who our star witness is, did you?
No, I didn't. Dang it. I don't. Maybe Margaret will know. I
Well,
She seems to have enemies in high places. That's all I really got from her. Um, but let me go get. Let me go look into that. Look into if we can find Miguel.
so wait, hold on. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna go check the dorms for Miguel. If you wanted to ask her if she had any guess who the witness framing her would be,
You're sending Beatrix into the police station?
do we not? I mean, maybe not. Maybe just come with me and we go back later.
I'm just letting you know, if you send me in there to figure out who this witness is, it's not going to be asking questions. It's going to be turning invisible and stealing the fucking transcript of the conversation.
Okay, we'll come. We'll have that be Plan B. Maybe you just come with me.
All right, yeah, let's go find Miguel.
Okay.
I felt it was warn you before you sent me in there.
Okay.
You guys are giving poor Mimic the worst heartbreak ever. He's bet all his points on you guys getting arrested
Well,
this session.
let's just say there's a reason that the one circle is blue.
Poor Mimic, give me those points.
All right. So, you guys are headed off to go find Miguel. Manuelo, what are you doing?
Oh no, Manuel is all by himself in a library. What is he going to do?
Well, you could come meet us.
We
Well,
could
yeah,
we could unsplit the party.
So Manuel is gonna do. Hold up, let me read the spell real quickly. I need to see the limitations on the spell and stuff before I say anything. Before I do something, I need to make sure. So I'm gonna look at the familiar. And I'm just gonna say, I want you, if possible, to try to find someone injured. If you could.
The little red panda gives you a brisk nod and a little salute before
Oh.
running off.
And then Manuel is gonna go ahead and try to meet up with a party.
Okay. So, do we have... I'm assuming I have a get. I think you told me where the dorm rooms themselves are relative to the office that we were sleeping in before, right?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna... Actually, maybe we'll just wait we'll catch up with Manuelo as he leaves the library. That seems like a safer bet.
All right. And Manuelo, about this time, you would find Beatrix and Gabriel walking in your direction from the precinct.
So how did it go?
She's still pissed off. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, it's all right. You were trying to cover for me. It's not your fault. I'll talk to her later. But for now, there's a chance that um that Miguel has just been hiding out in his dorm, laying low for the time being. So I'm gonna
Oh shit.
see if we can track that down.
I just sent my familiar to go look for someone injured. Oh no.
Is he able to send a signal / find you?
So I told him to go find someone, and then as long as I'm focusing on him, if I'm 100 feet, if I'm within 100 feet of him, I can see and hear if, what he's dealing with. So there's the potential of me finding out if it's the right person.
Okay, do you know which way he went? Are we going in opposite directions right now?
I mean, he went. Which way did he go? Towards the campus? Like where the rooms would be?
No, he's just kind of wandering around campus looking for any wounded people.
Oh no.
Aimlessly, great.
Yeah, he's aimlessly wandering. Great.
Maybe you could just call him back, and we go with this lead instead.
Oh, but he was so happy.
I'm sorry. He was really happy to go off and everything. I don't want to make him sad or stuff.
Okay. And then I'm going to like kick a tree. Oh, my foot! My foot! And see if we can just get him to show up this way.
And before you even finish shouting about your foot for the second time, you hear little barks off in the distance as a little red panda comes running.
He's not gonna like tackle me or anything, is he?
No,
Who knows?
he's a quarter of your size.
I wouldn't put it past him to try. Anyway, all right. I think we're good now.
Okay. I'm just gonna pick up the familiar and like, good job, buddy. Good boy.
The little red
Okay.
panda nestles into your shoulder and enjoys its praise. What were you saying, Gabriel?
No, I was going to say, let's just go over to the men's dorms.
All right.
I
So,
was not expecting that to work. Anyway,
the dorms are relatively free of any guard presence. Students freely wander in and out. If your man is here, you'll have no trouble finding him.
okay. So if I remember right, he was really popular. So I'm just gonna ask around to random people and say if they know what floor he lives on.
And everyone directs you to the 4th floor, about 3 doors down from the stairway on the right side.
Okay.
I have a question real quickly.
Go ahead.
Has it been an hour since I've casted Cheater's Caution?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So when I get there, I'm gonna go ahead and knock on the door.
All right. You knock on the door, and there's a long pause before a meek voice says, come on in.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door and like peek in before like stepping 1 foot through.
Miguel is sat there at a shared table. There is... Sorry, let me back up. Let me picture the scene in my mind and try describing it again. Miguel, looking a little disheveled, sits at a table. There are 2 chairs at this table. However, he is the only occupant. He occupies one. There is a half-full glass of milk at the other end of the table. Miguel, with his own glass of milk, sits across from you.
Okay. I guess I'll motion to the others that it appears safe and open the door the rest of the way and step in. Miguel, are you okay?
They got Eddie. They killed him.
I know. I'm sorry.
I heard it all this morning. Who did it?
I don't know yet. And where... You heard it all this morning? Where were you last night?
Last night, I was... He's stumbling through, like, trying to hold back tears and emotion. He's just... I was looking for... I was looking for Marge. I thought she might have paid a visit to the professor or something, and she never turned up, so I came back here, and when I woke up this morning, people were beating down my door to tell me something had happened at the estate hall. I went there, and they told me it was dead.
Okay. You said he's like sitting in a chair across the table from me.
Yep.
I'm gonna cross over and like give him a hug and rub his back a bit.
Yeah,
Can I roll?
he will wrap his arms around you and just immediately break into a sob on your shoulder. What were you asking, Beatrix?
Can I roll insight?
Go for it.
Oh. You know, we're gonna Tides of Chaos that, as a matter of fact. I don't
Go ahead and make a by the way, that was a 10 stream. Go ahead and make a shit, what's it called? One of those rolls that we like so
Wild
much.
magic.
Yes.
Oh no, am I doing that before or after re-rolling this?
Before.
Oh god. Okay, we're still
13.
safe. We're still safe. Look at that.
God, it is climbing though.
Yeah, the current number is 9. On a 9 or lower, we hit a surge.
Oh goodness. Okay.
All right, and then I'm gonna re-roll this.
All right. Reroll is an
And
8.
even worse.
Oh
What the
no.
fuck? Every insight roll I have made in this entire campaign has been like sub 10. What is happening?
Do you want me to roll an insight check?
Yeah, please.
Gotcha.
What the fuck? I have expertise in insight. What the fuck?
Okay, I
Wow.
think 13's the best we're getting here. Yeah, Epic Bro, the second roll was 8. And she has a +6.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
have. Go ahead.
no, I was just saying, yeah, no, I specifically took expertise and insight because holy fuck, that's usually pretty useful. And I think I have maybe with my +6 gotten an insight roll above 10 like 2 times in this whole campaign so far.
Okay, does an insight roll of 13 do anything? Gabriel's kind of taking him at his word for the time being.
All right. 13. From what little you know about Miguel, you understand him to be someone who cares about his image, who cares about how he's perceived by people. And the way you are seeing him now, dressed in commoner's clothes, not his usual flashy getup, his hair is all messed up, and he is openly sobbing in front of you. That is a level of commitment and intelligence you do not think he would be able to make if he was faking it and as visibly nervous as he's been this entire time.
Okay. So as he's like breaking down a bit, I'm gonna continue like rubbing his back. Take your time. Take your time. Is it all right if we go sit on the couch?
Of course. Just do what it takes, man.
All right. I'm gonna like help him out of the chair and move over to the couch.
He'll sit down and kind of let his head fall back onto the onto the cushion, just gazing up at the ceiling. It's like he just says aloud, just why? Why? What did he do?
I'm trying to figure it out. Um, we're looking into everything we can. I do have good-ish news about Margaret, though.
What about her?
Well, she's alive.
Thank God.
But we think the university has decided she's going to take the fall if we can't solve this mystery.
Shit. Even now, the professor's got his fucking fingers in everything.
That's what I feared. Okay, so I know it's a lot right now, but can you just I need you to walk me through the events you remember. I dropped off the cat at your office and left the room. And then what?
That's right. So, from there, I stayed with the cat for about half an hour. And well, I'd been planning to meet with Margaret later that night. Personal stuff. Ah, fuck it. There's no use hiding anything now.
You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. It's fine.
We were getting ready to go on a date that night. And
Okay.
Eddie passed through, and I asked if he could keep an eye on the cat until I got back. And, well, he did. So I went looking for Margaret. I went to where we said we were going to meet. She wasn't there. I went to the meeting hall downstairs. I couldn't find her. And I thought maybe she just had it and went to go give the professor a piece of her mind, but she wasn't there either.
When did you go to the professor's office?
This
Can
would
you have a guess as to what time?
this would have been 7:30, 7:45 at the latest.
Okay. Did you get the, like, away, in, like, the professor's not in right now thing at his door?
I didn't try to open it.
Okay. Alright, well, just so you know, she was looking for you. Based on what I've heard, it sounds like you two just managed to not and managed to look for each other in all the wrong places.
You know, I was kind of thought she stood me up. That's good to hear.
Yeah, from the current version of events I've heard is that she was trying to find you and then got swept up into the mess of this investigation.
So,
So,
you're being real specific about times. Do you know when he died?
so what I think happened is I was gone. I mean, after I stopped talking to you, after I left, I went basically straight over to the professor's office. Um, he and he was inside talking with Alia, but I like shapeshifted into a mouse to sneak under the door and listen in. He was supposed to, he was like very mad at her, because she had told everybody that we unleashed we're likely to unleash the plague, which, side note, we can talk about that later. But she basically she communicated that to, I don't know, your city councilor or whatever, and he said he needed to go take care of that, and then left. So I spoke with Alia for a few minutes about the gems, and then I went back to your office to try and get in, and the door was locked. It was completely silent, and the blinds were shut on the window. So I think somewhere between 6 o'clock when we met and 8 o'clock, the murder happened.
Shit. What what about your cat? I left him in there with Eddie.
Um, it's a long story, but he's doing fine.
Thank God. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
forgiven myself if something happened to that cat. He was so sweet.
And then I'm gonna like look over at Capper and like try to indicate to him to keep his mouth shut right now.
Capper grimaces.
Beatrix is trying not to laugh.
Manuel is just like thinking, "Oh God, here we go again."
Yeah, I'm sorry that all this just started happening with you. Now the thing is that I know the professor was not in his not in his office during the time when I think the murder happened. I need to check with Alia to figure out when he came back, but he certainly could have been out to commit it. Aside from Alia, does he have any other people who do his grunt work?
No. Alia's really the only person who lets herself be manipulated by him. Most of the others find his work kind of tough.
Okay. Well, we're gonna stop stop over to the professor and see what we can figure out. Any ideas?
He's probably already looking for you.
You're not wrong. Okay. Well, we'll be careful, I promise.
Just be safe out there. I don't want anyone else to get hurt.
We will. And then I'm gonna give him a hug again. Does anyone else have questions before we let Miguel here have a break?
Miguel, did you see anyone outside the building when you left or anything?
What building? I'm sorry.
The state building.
Yeah. When you left after leaving Capper to your friend, did you see anyone outside?
He thanks for a bit and says, no one out of the usual, just other students.
Okay. One final thing I can think of. I don't want to get into the details, but there was very powerful ice magic used in the fight in your office. Is there anyone around here particularly famous for that type of magic?
In that moment, his face changes, and he goes from holding back tears to intensely angry as he stands up and reaches for his jacket.
Beatrix will stand up and put a hand on his shoulder
Jesus!
and like push him back
Bro.
down into his seat and just be like, "Whoa, cowboy!
You
Why don't
need
you
to
tell
get
this
rid of that gunshot
aloud?"
regime or something.
Oh.
Epic. What the heck, bro?
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
baby. Oh. Are you
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm always fine.
Gave you a heart attack, huh?
I'll be okay. Anyways, I'm sorry, what were you saying? I stopped listening at some point, obviously.
obviously, baby? Um, she stands up with him and like puts a hand on his shoulder and like pushes him back down on, not like super forcefully, but just like the change there was very dramatic, and she's gonna stop him from probably getting himself killed here just because she wants some information. And she's gonna be like, "Whoa, cowboy, sit down. What's got you all riled up all of a sudden? How about you share with the class?"
Get out of my way. I'm gonna kill that fucking teacher's pet. I swear to God.
The
Okay, I
girl.
hate to do this. I hate to do this.
Oh, is this about to be what I think it is?
Go on, Manuelo.
Manuel, what are
Manuel
you
is just going to say this. Nope, nope, nope. You're not allowed to leave. I need someone to watch over this little guy. Handing the familiar over.
Oh, I thought you were about to try for forget I said that again.
Oh God.
No, no,
Okay.
no, no. It's in case something happens, I will use it, but I'm trying to force him to do something
Calm
that
down.
he
Yeah.
that will require him to calm down.
He tries his hardest not even to grab the red panda, but when you force it into his hands, his gaze softens. Ew. Alia. She's a cryomancer. She studied ice magic. She knows more about it than anybody at this school. Well, besides, you know who.
All right.
Right.
Consider her
Question.
dealt with.
Oh, well, yes, of course. Consider her dealt with. But um what do you know about their skills with enchantment? Because
Oh, right. And then I'm
they
gonna.
are surprisingly efficient at hiding their enchantments.
Yeah, so I'm gonna grab the badge that I stole from the evidence room and show it to him. We found this in the desk, and it's not an ordinary badge. And I'm gonna do the thing to freeze my hand solid.
Yep. That's hers. That's how he kept track of her.
Wait, that's her badge?
Alias.
Well, there's a problem there because when I was talking to her earlier, she had her badge.
Do you have your badge, Miguel?
I do.
Do you mind?
Do you
if I-
mind? She says, reaching her hand out for it.
He gestures to his coat, which is still hanging on the back of the door.
Okay, I'll go ahead. I've already frozen my hand several times by now. So, I'll pick it up, do the same trick. See if anything happens.
All right. This one does nothing.
Okay. Glad you knew where my mind was, though.
All right.
May I actually see her badge?
Yep, I'll hand it over.
Manuelo's casting Cheater's Caution again. As soon as he holds onto the badge.
I forget what the
Don't worry, I do have it pulled up.
okay.
You automatically discern if you're being watched. For the duration, you begin humming aloud in reflex if targeted by a divination spell. Additionally, you sneeze if your name is spoken aloud, if the speaker is referring to you. You cannot be surprised, and you gain a +2 bonus to initiative.
All right. You feel a subconscious urge to hum.
Manuel is going to smirk before just walking outside real quickly.
Gabriel's gonna follow behind.
Oh, God. Are y'all leaving Beatrix in there with Miguel?
No. The familiar is still in there.
I do
So if you
things.
tried to do something,
Sorry.
That familiar save him.
I do things. Thank you for the bits. Remember, you can offer advantage or disadvantage to your favorite or least favorite character. They'll have to use it on their next roll. Sorry, guys. You can continue now.
Manuelo, upon going outside, looking around, seeing if anyone other than Gabriel is out there.
If anyone besides Gabriel is out where?
Outside with him, like anyone that shouldn't be out there.
In
Like-
the hall.
Oh, in the
in the
hallway.
hallway.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, in the hallway.
Yeah, there's no one.
And Manuel is just going to say, for being a headmaster, you're kind of shitty.
Professor. We're talking about the professor, not the
Right.
headmaster.
My
Sorry to ruin
apologies,
your
wrong
one-liner.
person.
Sorry to ruin your one-liner. Try again. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Everybody
Yeah,
count back down
sorry.
from 5, and let's try it again.
Fuck.
All right, Beatrix, you've been granted advantage on your next roll. Use it wisely.
Oh my God. Thank you, I do things.
Okay. For being a professor, you're really shit at your job.
The empty hallway offers no reply.
Do I still have the urge to hum?
Oh yeah, this whole time.
Oh, I'm just humming and everything. I'm just gonna be like, man, whoever's listening in is just super shit at their job and everything. Whatever. Manuel is saying this out loud. And then he's
Right.
going to turn back to Gabriel and is gonna ask, like, how do you do the hand motion again?
So, and then I'm gonna describe it to him. You do the Spider-Man thing, and then you're gonna turn the first knuckle of your pinky in to touch the ring finger.
Manuel is going to do that while holding on to the badge in his other hand.
All right. So, yeah, same ice gauntlet as Gabriel has had. Wait, you are holding Alia's badge, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Alia's badge. I'm like going through my stuff, seeing if I can possibly try to figure out this spell. But I don't think I have the ability to do that.
All right, while you're doing that, I'll be right back. Just a second.
I can't believe y'all just walked out and left Beatrix in the room with fucking
It was
Miguel.
going to be like a 2 minutes tops. And we're coming right back in.
We're not letting you fucking kill him anyway. He's too important to this because he's a potential witness.
He's not a potential witness.
Well, the whole thing is that he's a potential alibi.
For
I
who?
just. So, I guess while we're planning out loud, if I'm thinking that if we find Alia, I'm just going to like mention it as a wacky coincidence that this thing happens to freeze my hand and see how she reacts.
And Manuelo is going to mention like, hey, it's great. Hold up, let me double check this real quickly.
But basically, if we're right and that hers is the only badge that could have been there, then, I can say, I found this weird badge. It does the thing. I found it at the crime scene. Why was your badge at the crime scene? And we just start that way in the interrogating.
Oh, Manuel is going to bring up to like some people who are potentials other than Maria.
I return.
Man, such a shame that they died.
Welcome back, baby.
All right. I don't know that we're gonna have any luck with this path, Manuelo.
Yeah. Manuel is
I'll
going to
just
hand it back.
yeah, I'll just grab the badge and say, so just so you know, I start picking your final prayers. We'll meet soon. And then put the badge back in my pocket.
Damn, y'all just shit talking this man.
They killed someone. Of course we're going to shit talk them.
Anyway, coming back inside to talk to Miguel again. Is he doing better or worse? Does he seem like he might be able to handle being on his own again for a bit?
It depends. Has Beatrix slit his throat yet?
We were out there for 90 seconds.
That is a lot more time than you're making it seem like. 90 seconds in close quarters with a bitch who wants you dead who has daggers?
Please tell me you didn't kill him.
So, 90 seconds starting now. Miguel barely acknowledges Beatrix's presence in the room. How does she respond?
She, upon realizing that they just left her alone with this man, just smiles and walks over to him. Is he just sitting on the couch or something? What's going on?
He's holding the panda.
Yeah, he is holding Manuela's panda.
You leave the panda watcher alone.
She's just gonna look at him, smirking a little bit, and is like, "So, Miguel, where's her dorm?"
Well, I'm probably in the girls' dorms if I had to guess.
Where on campus? I don't live here.
Sorry. West End, same building.
Great. Now, while we have a minute, she's actually gonna walk over to the door, close it, and lock it.
Miguel will simply say aloud, "Oh, I don't like the sound of that."
Okay. At what point are we back over there?
It has been 90 seconds yet.
It has not. It's been 30.
Oh, God.
You, my friend, were very rude the last time we met, and in your foolish actions, you learned quite a bit about me that I would rather you not know. You have become a loose end, and one way or another, it needs to be tied up. So, I can see you're a bit shaken. You've got a lot going on. I'm sure everything happening here has convinced you of the perils of this kind of lifestyle. Are you going to be a problem for me?
Miguel will stand, gently placing the panda aside. I don't like your tone. What are you implying?
I'm not implying anything yet. I'm simply asking a question. Are you going to be a problem?
I hadn't intended to. Are you about to give me a reason?
As long as you know how to keep your mouth shut about things that don't involve you, I see no reason that things need to get any messier than they already are on this hellish campus. Like I said, I'm sure the events of today have convinced you of the perils of this lifestyle.
30 seconds remaining. He's going to attempt to flip the script here. Just a little bit.
For goodness sake.
Fuck.
Forgive me, Beatrix. I forgot you're a little sensitive to the idea of authority figures. What? This the first time you've had to deal with a corrupt upperclassman? No, I think you're quite used to this. You know how it feels to be in my position, yeah?
Oh? Okay, she's still going to, because in the middle of him saying that, she would have lunged forward and paw around his throat, pushed him against the wall. But once he finished that, she'd be like, and what exactly is your position?
Simple enough. I know the whole world's after me. I'm gonna have to leave this place. Because I know that professor's gonna come after me next. If not Margaret. I'm gonna have to bail like you did. Yeah? See? We're not so dissimilar.
And where will you go? Are you staying in the Trade League or headed off to one of the other homelands?
You were privileged to not have anything to return to. Myself, not so. I don't know that I can leave the Trade League, but know that if I stay anywhere near this university, I will be found. So, I repeat myself. You understand my position. There's no need for threats or violence. We both have our secrets, and they can stay that way.
I believe you're right. And to secure our newfound understanding, she's going to let him go and walk over, assuming he has, parchment, quill, everything that she needs to write. And she would write a very brief note and just sign it B and draw like a little symbol next to it that is identifiable for her underworld contacts, and then fold it up and hand it to him and say, I really hear Prestana is a lovely city. I used to have some friends there. Perhaps you could establish yourself.
Maybe I shall. While she was writing up this letter, you guys could be back in the room.
All
Well,
right,
they
I'm
could
gonna,
get to the locked door.
yeah, I'm gonna turn the handle, and then notice it was locked, and then bang on the door.
Oh boy, it's time for mage hand shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb and assume that we're not getting the door open yet.
I mean,
If
Beatrix might open it for you at this point.
Yeah, when you start banging on it, if she's already gotten the note written, closed up, and handed off to him, she'll just walk over and open the door, smiling.
Oh no.
What did you do?
I'm gonna go over to Miguel again. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't.
Why are you
Can't leave
apologizing?
anyone safe. Listen, we'll go see what we can do about the professor causing havoc around here. Just please keep yourself safe until then.
Of course. And with that, he turns his full attention back to the red panda.
Alright, I'm gonna give him another hug before we leave.
He will accept your hug. Then, what's next? Is there any more investigating to be done, or do you even have a plan for what comes next?
I talk shit about the person, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get my ass beat again.
We'll figure out something. If it becomes the point where we want your help, we will let you know.
Thanks. I'll be here.
Alright. And then I guess I'm gonna usher everybody out and close the door for him.
Probably pushing Beatrix to the front of that line.
Yeah.
And she's just like, Gabriel, what are you doing? Why are you acting like this? And what was with the apologizing?
He's gonna stare up at her. But silent. Definitely with a judging look.
She's just looking at you incredulously, like, oh, what's with the look? What? He's fine. Nothing happened. Why are you looking at me like that?
If you want to go harass or murder someone, we have people on a list.
Who
Is
says I
that
would do either of those things? You are assuming.
Well, are you currently breathing?
Yes.
Then I think I know if you're trying to currently harass or murder someone. Let's go.
My god, Gabriel's so stern.
Beatrix just looks shocked that Gabriel just like came at her like that. Just like, well, damn. All right. Worth mentioning, we might want to check out Alia's dorm. If she's actively involved in this, we might be able to find some evidence there.
Okay.
If she's in her room, I'm not going near there. She's so pissed off at me.
If she's in her room, we can kill her.
Okay. Let me
If she's
go.
in the room, bring up it's sad that they died, and she says two things died, kill her.
Okay. Let me just go. You said her dorm is where?
Uh, same building, west side, right? That's what he said.
That's it.
Yeah. West wing of the building.
Alright. Then let's go. And I'm gonna lead the way over. Probably asking around to get directions to her specific room.
All right. It takes you a little bit longer to find Alia's room. She's not quite as popular as Miguel, but you do eventually find her on the 7th floor of the building, 4th door on the left.
Okay. I do want to check something real quick. Basically, Manuelo, I thought I saw that message can be like a two-way street.
It can, yes.
Okay, so what I think I want to do is I'm gonna go inside by myself, and you can do it through solid objects if you know if you know the person. So we should be able to do like Marco Polo, and if I don't respond to you, then you know that I'm in trouble.
Give me one
Well,
second.
we don't know for sure she's in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't got. I mean, that's the plan for when we eventually go confront somebody.
Magical silence, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood will cut it off.
Yeah, I think that the walls of a dormitory should be fine then.
If she's close to the outside and everything, I can have it go through the window, the glass of the window and stuff, as long as I'm not seen.
Okay. Well, stay close. And then I'm gonna knock on the door. Assuming that when the other two are like out of eye shot.
All right. You knock on the door is met with a near immediate reply. The door swings open, and there is Alia. And by the look on her face, you can tell she is expecting someone else. She looks quite angry and has to stop herself from shouting at you as the door opens. Hi, Gabriel. Hi. How are you doing?
So Gabriel definitely had his eyes grow like 5 sizes during that reaction. And it's gonna take him a moment before he is ready to say words again.
Sorry, it's been a lot. The, the crime and everything. That friend of yours has been following me around all day.
Okay, I'm sorry. Do you mind if I come in?
Um, sure, she says, stepping out of the doorway.
All right. I will walk inside and take a quick glance around.
Despite everything, the room is pretty neat and kempt. It would seem that this is a single bed dorm room.
Okay. So I take it you heard about the murder.
How could I avoid hearing about it?
Did you know them?
Edgar?
Yeah.
Sure. As well as I knew anyone else here.
Well. I I don't know. I just hope he moves on peacefully. I so um I I don't know how to put this, but if the timing had worked out differently, I would have been in that room where the murder happened. If I hadn't been talking to you.
Her eyes widen, and she's restraining herself a bit as she says, "Dear God, you'd have been there too. You could have been a victim."
Gabriel's going to take a moment to swallow before saying, yes. From what I think I can tell happened is I left my cat behind in that room with Miguel and basically came right up here to talk with you when you were with the professor last night. And in the time it took me to get from the from the professor's office back to that room, all the lights had been shut off. There was no noise left behind in the room. No noise could be heard from within the room. The doors were locked and the blinds had been shut.
I see. I I don't know what to say. I'm sorry you were so close to what happened.
It's fine. I'm not the one who's in any sort of problem. But it did lead to me getting involved in the investigation.
She pauses a bit and says, "Okay. And what have you found?"
So I don't know what all has been made public about the death and the cause of death, but the Edgar had basically been frozen solid.
Right. That's... wow. That's a way to die at a magic school, I suppose.
Yeah. And I don't know necessarily what happened, but while I was looking around, I did find a badge in the desk, and then I'm gonna I'm going to show her the badge. The top, the side on the top. Well, the side that isn't showing the scrying sensor facing upwards.
She'll tilt her head as she looks at it and says, "Well, that is certainly one of the university's badges. What... I'm sorry, why are you showing me this?"
Because I'm getting really confused about why everything I find here can do a magic trick. And I'm gonna do the hand thing again.
She watches as your fist encases itself in ice. And her demeanor will noticeably change at this point. Roll insight.
Here. So, okay. 22.
22. Plastered on her face is a look of genuine confusion. She turns to a coat that she has folded up neatly on the bed, picks it up, and searches for her own badge. And she finds one, removes it from the coat, closes it in her hand, and then does the same gesture. But nothing happens. You have my badge. How did you get that?
Someone swapped your badge on you. Because this was the one that was left at the crime scene.
Someone's trying to frame me.
Who were you around yesterday? I'm gonna assume that you had your own badge 2 days ago. Is that a reasonable guess?
Yes. The professor came and found me. That's why we had the meeting in his office. I must have had it then. I just don't know when I could have lost it.
Well, Elliot, you didn't lose it. You had left it in your coat, right?
Yes, but I was in full uniform when I met with the professor.
And where was your badge at that time?
On my coat, she says, trying to process things now.
I'm gonna take a couple steps forward, and find a spot to sit. Ilya. You know what I'm trying to tell you, right?
Gabriel, I don't know what Margaret or Miguel or Edgar told you, but you're doing a bad thing.
All that they told me is that you are the person who has a badge that could do the ice trick.
No, I know them too well. They brought you here so that I would change my testimony so that I would believe the professor had something to do with this.
I have. I don't. Hold on. What are you talking about? I'm just here to find out the truth. If if they were lying to me, fine. If you're lying to me, fine. If everybody's lying to me, fine. But I need to hear everybody's story so I can figure out what happened.
I've told you my story, Gabriel. You were there with me in the room.
Okay, then how about you finish the story? What happened after I left?
After you left, I waited for the professor to return. It took him over an hour, and I expressed concerns about where he had gone. He said it took a while to get a meeting with the right people to cover.
You don't need to tell me. That the details of that part isn't important. You can keep going.
She gives you a nod of understanding and just whispers thank you under her breath. And then another I'm sorry. And then continues saying, he assured me that you all would come out with me tonight to complete the research on those onyx creatures, and that I needed to hang out here until morning.
By here, do you mean your dorm or at his office?
My dorm.
Okay.
He told me I'd be excused from class that morning, and that he would come find me when we were ready for the expedition to proceed. But this morning, I wake up to an investigator knocking on my door.
Okay. And what was this about changing your testimony?
She shakes her head and says, "It's nothing."
I'm gonna give her like a disappointed look.
Roll persuasion, I think.
Okay.
God, I don't know what's best here, but I know what you're. I know what you're trying to do.
7. Are you kidding me? Okay.
Roll guilt trip.
Yeah.
Well, I failed miserably at that. Okay.
She shakes her head and says, "Really, it's nothing."
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that that we don't accidentally leave someone dangerous on the loose and send the wrong person to jail.
No. Whoever it is that whoever it is that they think is involved in all of this, I'm certain they've got the right person. Arloris's investigations rarely fail.
Okay. All right. Well, I need to keep looking because I feel the need to keep looking, if I'm honest. First of all, if I was there, maybe I could have done something to stop it. But the other thing is that when we were talking, when I was talking with the investigators, they said that they had found a star witness who explained everything that happened, but they didn't give a time of day when they said they saw it happen. And that's just throwing me for a loop because, I think we have it narrowed down to a very specific time frame when it could have happened.
And what time is that?
Well, seeing as the office was open and functional and there were 0 dead people inside it when I left to go to the professor's office, and it was closed and likely filled with dead bodies when I returned, I feel reasonably sure that it happened sometime between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. last night.
Okay, then. Thank you for trusting me.
Alia,
Yes?
I know you weren't there to do this, but I need whatever help you can give to help me figure out what actually happened so we can get closure for the people involved. I really appreciate it.
Of course. I'll come to you with anything I learn.
Okay. Do you have any idea if the professor is still going to try and get us together for the expedition?
I don't know. The committee's going to try to wrap him up in the ceremony for Edgar's passing, and he can hardly refuse that. He was one of his professors. It may not go on today.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna, hold out the badge again in my hand, and this time flip it over so the scrying sensor is visible. So, remember when I said that the professor was tracking me with this ring? I'll take that off and put it on the table next to the badge. There's a scrying sensor on your badge, too.
I know. I've been performing expeditions for the professor for quite some time. It was just mutually understood that he needed to keep an eye on me to ensure I was safe when I was out in the field.
Does the other badge that you somehow ended up with have a scrying sensor on it?
She'll look over it for a moment and then set it on the table face down beside her own. I don't believe so, but You have a knack for finding these things, it seems.
I wish. But I'll take a look. Okay. What would it... Is it an Arcana? What would I check?
Roll investigation.
Investigation. Okay. 11.
All right.
I used up all my good rolls earlier, apparently.
It's okay, Cosmo. You're doing great. So on an 11, you are able to pretty much completely disassemble the badge, and you find no trace of any scrying sensor on this one.
Okay. Okay, so then you ended up with just some random other badge put in your coat pocket at some point yesterday from someone who swiped your real badge.
Perhaps that's what happened. It seems most likely.
So, if you can think of someone you ran into yesterday who might have been able to pull off that swap, then I think that would be really helpful, because whoever obtained your badge from the swap left it at the scene of the crime.
All right. I'll do my best.
Okay. And Alia?
Yes, Gabriel?
I'm gonna go ahead and stand up and give her a hug. Stay safe, please.
She freezes in place as you hug her, but very gently raises her arms to meet your own. You too.
You know, you made this place sound so much friendlier when we first met.
You know, I kind of felt like it was. Until now.
Alright. Well, we'll figure this out. And, then I'm gonna grab the ring and reach for the badge, but stop for a second. Is it alright if I, for evidence purposes, hold on to this one?
Of course.
Okay. Alright. Well, I will talk to you soon.
Be safe, please.
You too. And I'll open the door and let myself out.
All right. So, one last union of the trio before we let out for the day. Beatrix, Manuelo, what are you two doing? Either in the time we're waiting for Gabriel to get back, or when Gabriel gets back.
Beatrix is just, nearby trying her best to listen in and very confused. I thought we were coming here to, do something. Gabriel looked at Miguel and was like, we'll take care of it. We have taken care of nothing.
Manuel is currently outside because he said he was going to go through the window and stuff. So he is going to look around real quickly before recasting or sending information to Gabriel.
Oh, wait. Did she ever, open the door, significantly?
Yeah.
Or were they just standing at the door talking this whole time?
I went inside.
Yeah, Gabriel was in her
Oh.
room for a while.
Oh, fuck. Then I 100%, if I could have done it, would have cast invisibility and snuck into the room.
That's...
Well, oh well. Too late now.
Sorry, baby, you needed to declare that at that moment.
Damn it. Fuck. I didn't realize that you had walked inside. God damn it.
Okay.
No.
Alright.
Manuelo's looking around, seeing if anyone like knows exactly where he is because he tried to make it where he's like inconspicuous or anything.
Okay, you said go in through the window. I don't know where you are.
He meant
So
like send a message through.
Oh, okay, got you.
so message has the range of 120 feet. I'm 120 feet away from Gabriel, but the path for message went through the window.
Okay. I don't know if it would be easy to find a tree or anything really that would get you within 120 feet of the window, considering the window's on the 7th floor.
Oh no, Manuelo has like specialties for climbing freaking trees and stuff, so he's probably just chilling in a tree, listening on in.
Yeah, but a tree tall enough to reach the 7th floor?
You want to know what? Joke's on you. In Korea, they had tall enough trees.
All right. I don't know if it necessarily needs to be in a tree, but somewhere where message could actually work, we were trying to do a Marco Polo thing back and forth, so
Okay.
I could send a warning.
Yeah. Um, I'm currently up there and I'm looking around, looking for anyone who definitely shouldn't be there, including the professor, if I potentially can see him.
You find no one of interest.
I'm going to use message and send Gabriel a message being like, as far as I know, my coast is clear. The professor didn't show up, which I was kind of hoping for, just then I could yell insults at him using message.
All right, thank you. Meet us out front.
Gotcha.
All right, and then I'll go over to talk to Beatrix.
Damn, Matteo, you're putting that out there as if I have enough strength to actually do that.
Anyway, once I do get a hold of Beatrix, I'm gonna mention. Sounds pretty likely it was the professor himself.
Okay. And as for her involvement, what's going on here? With what you told Miguel, I was under the impression that this was going to be a much different altercation.
Well, let's just say that, well, basically, from what I can tell, the professor's trying to set her up to be the backup fall girl, but she's not willing to admit that's the truth yet. So, we get rid of the professor first, and if I'm wrong and she was a willing accomplice, then we deal with that.
Something is not adding up here.
I know. But for now, I think that's the best I've got. Because she legitimately had her badge. Someone swapped her badge on her, and by someone I mean the professor, because she didn't see anyone else, and planted her badge at the crime scene. And if she's the most famous ice mage around, then murdering someone with ice and placing the ice badge there seems like a pretty solid way to frame them.
Yes. But you're putting a lot of faith in the fact that she's telling you the truth. I mean, she could be a lot more involved, and you're taking a lot on faith here.
You're not wrong, but for now, I think the professor's my primary concern.
All right, well then, is that where we're headed next?
Probably because with all these things going on, hopefully we can get to the gem and get that weapon out of everyone's hands at this town.
All right, well, let's head that way then. hopefully we'll get to finish with all of this. What did we walk into at this university? Jeez.
I don't know. It's a lot.
We came to this city for nothing related to this place. How the fuck did we get caught in this?
Yeah, I'm wondering what nighttime event role led to the Gabriel gets caught up in the middle of a murder mystery.
Oh no, we didn't have an event roll, damn it.
Somehow I feel like we didn't even have a long rest.
Joke's on you, Maddie. Too bad. The police wouldn't even get us if they could, because you forgot the event roll.
That reminds me. Sorry, everyone who thought they'd get arrested. They did, in fact, not get arrested. Congratulations to people who just won a shitload of channel points because Mimic all in.
Sorry, Mimic.
Thank you, Mimic. Thank you.
Thanks. Man. See, you should have had more faith in us.
Thank you for the lovely 6.5k.
Right? Oh my god.
How much did everyone actually get from that?
I got 4,687 apple slices.
I got 1,548.
Who's the last person then? Who voted no? Epic got 310. Let's go, Epic. Thank you for
Nice.
believing in us.
Well,
Right. We
uh,
came close. Almost. Well, Beatrix did.
while
Yeah,
the
Beatrix did. Gabriel was afraid he was walking into a setup, but we got through there.
Gabriel people were screaming at you during the conversation with Alia. Hi,
I
Merle.
either- I either did it incredibly well or got played for a sucker. We'll find out next week. Tune in then, everyone.
Gabriel, I swear to God. I swear to freaking God, because if she was the surprise witness, you just gave her the timeline to go to the police.
Also, I'm not quite sure about your timeline, Gabriel. Because wait, if the murder happened while you had gone to talk to the professor and Alia, then neither of them could be responsible unless the professor sent the monster thing.
Well, the
But-
professor left the room and I chatted with it. The professor stormed out of the room and I chatted with Alia alone. I snuck in so that I couldn't be noticed.
And it couldn't be the monster anyway, due to the fact being that Gabriel opened the chest where the monster was supposed to be in, and the crystal was still in there.
Yeah, so during that 2-hour stretch, I was with Alia and the professor was alone.
Okay.
So we'll see. Again, if I screwed everything up royally and we get arrested and framed for murder, sorry.
Look, a man like this, he's got journals. He's got all sorts of notes and letters and incriminating evidence in his office or home or whatever. We've just got to find it.
Well, that looks like that's going to be it for this episode of The Plague Variable. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you're watching along on YouTube, not live, first, I love and appreciate you every bit as much as the people who are here. But second, why not come check us out? We're live every Sunday, 2 p.m. CST to 6 p.m. Well, everyone we can get all of our players. Anyways, thank you all so much. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Well done. Big pee-pee.